Good evening, everyone. It is Sunday, it's the end of the week, and that means today it's time to jump into some more good old Warframe. Welcome on, everyone. Hope you are doing well where you are around the world. For some reason, my interface is not wanting to play Bonnie, so I'm just going to try and give that a quick little refresh. Is that going to work? Things working now? There we are. Alright, cool. Twitch be weird. Twitch do be absolutely weird, but all the same, welcome on in, everyone. So I'm saying, hey, again, quick tip, while it won't be as reliable as a helmet strip, with his 1's damage, area, and 2's grouping, Helios should actually work pretty alright as a companion for armor stripping on Qorvex. It's a possibility, Zom. Not a bad shout there, not a bad shout as an option. I'll be honest, I'm not really sure what way to go with sort of like armor stripping or alterations along that line. I've been looking into Qorvex for a substantial amount of details, and he's a weird one. He's a weird one. I dare say he is almost as one build worthy as Wisp is. At least one approach worthy. It feels like pretty much his entire kit is either just there or feeds into doing one thing. As I'll say, I've been doing Pillage over 3 since 3 doesn't feel great and 1 is a cleanse. When you say 1 is a cleanse, the Caterpillar isn't a cleanse. So, I mean, you probably mean that both are a cleanse? Yeah. Armor Strip for Helios sounds interesting as a fun concept regards to reliability. Yeah. Yeah, Pillage is a cleanse, yeah. Yeah, I mean, status immunity, don't get me wrong, is a very powerful thing to have. This ability giving just status immunity, albeit refreshable without recasting, but just status immunity. It's curious. It almost suggests that you'd want to go down a low efficiency route because you're not casting this as much. But then to get value out of Qorvex's kit, you are going to be casting plenty of this, and you can't do that with a low efficiency route. So it's kind of a stick right there. You wish it was his helmet. Honestly, if that was his helmet, that wouldn't be too shabby at all, would it? Although we have already got some status immunities, so it'd kind of compete with those. Because we've got status immunity options. There's a few of them in here. Firewalker is a status immunity if you're on the fire, and a bonus of a little bit of crowd control and giving you the speed buff. You've then got the status immunity from Hideous Resistance, which is a number of uses, but it's not refreshable like with Qorvex. So Qorvex's one would basically be a better version of Hideous Resistance. Let's be real on that, especially as it's also team-wide. And then you get to no, scroll properly, thank you. Weirdy. Spellbind, which is also status immunity, but this time a straight up duration based cast on self or on target. Excuse me a bit there. So I'm honestly fine with it not being his 3 because it just seems a little bit too naff of a helmet. But overall, I'm a little stuck with Qorvex's design, I'll be honest. As I'm saying, I haven't been having too many energy problems at 45 efficiency, but that's probably equilibrium being absurd. Well, equilibrium being absurd is just a general thing, yeah. You're very right, Zob. If you are using a companion focusing on primary enemies to give you the health orb drops and then turn the health orbs into energy and taking it from there, potentially, yes. My current setup with him, that I've been testing and playing around with, is that is this particular setup here, using a precision intensifier, because from my observations, pretty much all of the strength only matters on his 4. Strength does help Diametric Guard, but you can recharge it. Strength does help Containment Wall, but not really a lot. That damage vulnerability is just basically a damage bonus, a multiplicative damage bonus. And Strength on the Caterpillar is basically a waste of time, because it doesn't improve the slow. Now, if I go quickly intensify here, you can see, yeah, gives you more stacks and damage, gives you more damage vulnerability and damage, and gives you more damage. But those we aren't using for damage. They are entirely setup abilities, which is curious. It's funny how many souls they gave for Qorvex in this update. Yeah, there is that. There is that. Fuzzy Acid asks here, hello, any suggestions for Mesa playstyle? I've gotten builds, I'm still not seeing a lot of success. Should I be spamming her for or what? When you say spamming the 4, relying on, yes. If you mean spam as in going click, 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 please for love of God, Mesa is an automatic firer, so if you're one of the rare people who've made that mistake, just when you activate a 4, click and hold. It automatically fires. But if that's not what you mean, and you're just like, I'm using the 4 a lot, well, yeah, that's the design with an exalted weapon. You use it a lot. It's what it's supposed to do. It has a lot of benefits for the longer you use it and the more you're firing at things. So, yeah, that's what you do with Mesa. That's why all the builds are like that. She is gun. Now, it's interesting something that you mentioned about armor strip for Qorvex, because if I just, first of all, spend all of these... Actually, let's grab that one. Just going to quickly burn out my standing, and then I'll head on down to the simulacrum real quick. And grab this one. I can make use of those later. Yeah, it's very interesting you mentioned about arm strips. Let me just create a little bit of a scenario. A little bit of scenario. Because what would we consider a nice, tough unit? I would imagine, you know, a nice high-level Xmas unit. That would be considered pretty tough, right? I might be mistaken here, but I feel like most people would agree that Xmas units are pretty damn tough. Mirrorlabe saying his crucible blast doesn't need straight for damage, it's more the amount of enemy that count. The two multiply together, Mirrorlabe. The two multiply together, so having it where you've got enough power to need fewer enemies is certainly a benefit for you. But yeah, if we go, let's say, some Bombard Xmas. You know, just a few of them. Just a few at level 195 Steel Path Bombard Xmas. I mean, they're a bit strong. You can see that this status-based Ignis is doing sweet FA to them. So, honestly, that is probably just not going to do much of anything, really. That's, Oh. Oh, okay. Yeah. So, that's interesting. I knew that was going to happen, obviously. But that is pretty interesting. But what gets really interesting, and as Mirrorlabe is kind of pointing towards there, is if I get those same Bombard Xmas, we just get one of them. Here we go. This is the guy that just got obliterated. Now I panned across many of them, so what if I just power it all into one guy? Don't know how well you can see that on Twitch, but he's got most of his overguard left. He's got most of the overguard left. That is... We've taken off a quarter. That is not going to do it. That is not going to do it. What if we add a second Bombard? Maybe we just need another one, you know, chain reactions next to each other. Yeah, let's go for this. Wah! Alright, this time we've taken off another half of the overguard. Excellent. We've doubled the damage. We've doubled the damage. Future is saying, a subsume max pull on the guy to guarantee always get a nice cluster for his laser. So here's the thing. And this is a brilliant thing. Clustering isn't important. I'm going to put this out to you. For those of you aware of Qorvex and his abilities... at least aware that he exists. You saw that when I cast out multiple of them, they explode, and a little bit back and forth. If I target this guy right here, and just shoot him, with these others nearby, is there going to be a chain reaction? Simple question. Do you think there's going to be a chain reaction if I shoot just this guy with the laser beam? It's a very easy yes or no. If you answer with more than yes or no, you're trying to steal my thunder, so don't do that. Yeah, Zom, yeah, the punch through affects his beam, yeah. Do we think if I shoot just this guy with a beam, that it's going to cause a chain reaction with the others? Random Potato thinks it will. Darth Washbear thinks it will. Solancy thinks probably not, no. Skirting the edge of you just yes or no answer. Well, have that. Umbrella wants to be timed out. Dendodil thinks it will. Alright, cool. We got a few votes there, so let me beam him. Aim slightly to the side, so I only hit him. And, yep. Chain reaction is not happening. A little bit of damage hit these guys when he popped, and that was it. He popped, and that was the end of the ability. You'll notice I damaged him down a quarter. This one barely noticed that anything happened. This one even less. I don't know if it even reached this far. So now I'm going to use a status primer. Blech. Just a little bit of radiation, not much, just a little bit. And now I'm going to beam just this one guy. Boom, ba-boom, 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 ba-boom! Not a lot of damage, but their overguard is now completely wiped out. See, this is a detail that a lot of people have been missing. Not everyone, plenty of people are already aware of this, but a lot of people have been missing. Is that the ability actually tells you this straight up. Enemies affected by radiation status explode in a chain reaction. It doesn't say enemies affected by radiation status from this ability. It doesn't say enemies affected by radiation status from Qorvex's abilities in general. It just says a radiation status effect. Does it also apply for radiation as well? So using also a clump of guys will chain react? Yeah, future hero. Yeah, absolutely right. That's not a but. That's a well. My point isn't about having to use the ult on all of them. My point is that you only need to have any source of radiation. If anything, your point further adds to where I'm going, is that some of the suggestions people say in general is like, oh, well, you can use these pillars, because look at all the radiation they apply, the grouping up. Isn't that great? But we've seen that the direct damage from the beam isn't really that great. Like, it gets some work done, don't get me wrong. The ability fires the beam for a solid 2 seconds. And in those 2 seconds, it's dealing 19,000, with this setup, 19,000 damage per second. So that's 38,000 damage. That's gotta be something, right? But, well, hang on. Is that really all that much? When I swept across all those Xmas bombards, was 38,000 damage doing what we needed it to do? No, it wasn't. No. It's the explosion. Because the explosion-based damage is 950 with the setup, 500 base, goes to 950 at the moment. Explosion damage per status, when you get that chain reaction explosion, it increases per radiation status effect on the target, but more than that, it increases again for every radiation status on the target when it chain reacted, and this chains upwards. So let's get some more basic enemies, shall we? Let's level down a little bit, just to make this easier to see what the hell I'm talking about. Let's go for an Elite Lancer. We all know Elite Lancers. They're all pretty basic. They call themselves Elite, but are they really? So if we get one Elite Lancer, level 195. Bzzz, pop. And that's it. That's all we get out of him. But if we instead spawn 2 of them, I'm now going to just casually sweep past them. Bzzz. I'm going to turn off the ability early. And you'll notice that that damage is scaling upwards. In fact, we've ended up doing more damage there than before, even though I only slightly tickled them. Yo! No sympathy! Glad, my dude. Thank you very much for running on in here. Welcome on in with your community. I hope you've had yourself a wonderful stream. 169 people. That is a lovely, lovely raid there. Immediately my mind goes, isn't that 13 squared? Anyway. Welcome on in. How have you been? I have been doing absolutely fine. Thanks very much for asking. I hope you're doing well yourself. Absolutely. Hush Carbon coming in there saying, wow, I didn't know he did live streams. He just sounds like the videos. I am indeed the same person on the videos, yes indeed. Although you will find from time to time I sound a bit different. Just a little bit. Thank you there, Zon, for doing the shout out for No Sympathy as well, appreciate it. We're having a look at the Qorvex at the moment. I know I'm about 5,000 days late on this. It feels like Qorvex came out a millennium ago. We've got another Warframe just around the corner. I've been busy! I was doing all the mathy stuff. Although, I didn't realise there's mathy stuff going on with Qorvex here. So, doing a little bit of a painting of him there, of those 2 enemies, brought them down a bit. Now if I Well, observe this, no sympathy. I beamed this guy on his own, and he went down to half damage, half health. But now if I do that, I'm going to stop the ability early again. This time I primed them with the 10 status procs, and it should do a little bit more. I'll stop staggering away from each other. That ruins the effect. Yeah, they're going down a bit, but still nothing too amazing. I think we can all agree at this point, nothing too amazing there. So, let's summon 3 of them. Let's summon 3 of them. And again, I'm going to give them the basic status priming. You'll notice I'm doing like bugger all damage here, so don't worry about that, but they are primed. And again, I'm cutting off the ability early, so it's not the direct damage I'm going for at all. One more? One more? Nope, you're going to survive on 1 hit point. Actually he was 1 tap left. Ha! The status primer finished him. Alright, cool. But you notice a serious difference in the damage output there. Just going from 2 to 3 enemies, increasing the amount of targets we have to face, the damage went up. And not just per, in total, but per target, the damage went up. So now if I spawn in 4 of them, I could probably just use the beam. Let's try that. And shenanigans happen. Of course the middle ones die, leave the other ones outside. Fuck you. And fuck you. Please ignore what just happened there. Please ignore. Alright. Thinking boss right there. Well, I mean, you came in a moment after my initial demonstration. First of all, King Vab99, thank you very much for subscribing with your Prime. Welcoming it on to 3 months now. You got that lovely silver badge next to your name. If we go for a Bombard Xmas. We go for a Bombard Xmas. I mean, let's just, you know, for those of you who arrived with the raid, look at these, level 195 Steel Path Xmas units, and you've just seen me using this build against some basic elite lancers. You've seen it, so this is clearly not going to be anything amazing. Qorvex has a very weird ability. And I didn't even prime with the radiation there. Now Breach Surgeon Armor Strip? Armor Strip? I mean, how high level do you want to take the dude? Sure, if you want to go to level cap, which I don't care about. Also, he's a health tank, so good luck level cap. But, Armor Strip? These are level 195 Xmas Bombards. What the hell do I need to Armor Strip for? I can put it on a little bit of status priming, and then just kind of go bzzz, and just slow walk away. You gonna perish? Yeah, he perished. Excellent, total wipeout. Humiliation tactics? Sure. Sure, fair do. I mean, yeah. Also, did anyone else forget his 2 added damage vulnerability? I mean, honestly, it's not really that important because it builds damage, sure, but it's not that important. I find the awkwardness of using his 2 less useful than too much of a detriment for the benefits it provides. Because it looks cool, but with increased range, it only gets longer, it doesn't get wider, and I just find in too many circumstances, it's just too annoying to try and land it. If I grab a Elite Lancer here, I wonder if I'm going to succeed at using it first time on this one. I wonder if I'm going to succeed at this. So, there he is, right there. Yeah, this time I got it. Nice. Can I get it from this angle? Yep, okay, cool. This wasn't working on the test. Oh, that missed. Nope, that didn't hit him. Let me try again. This time it hit him. Excellent. Okay, how about here? Is this hitting him? Nope, that didn't hit him. How about now? Is that going to hit him? Nope, that didn't hit him. Will this one hit him? Nope, that missed him as well. That annoys me. This time I hit him. Excellent. Will this one hit him? That one hit him. I haven't moved. This one, that's hitting him. Alright, cool. I'm going to step back a little bit now. How about now? Yep, that one hit him. Good. This one hits him? Okay, fair enough. We're actually being more reliable all of a sudden. It's not a 50% hit chance. It's just the alignment of it with the terrain here. Because of this, you see how it creates a wall, but it continues down. So if I go here, you'll see it more clearly. You see that the second part of the wall is on the lower platform. So what it does is the wall being physical objects, because he's close to an elevation change, if I get just the wrong spot, the next one that would hit him is actually too high. Which doesn't work out. So it's not RNG, it's literally just placement luck. Which I suppose you could call luck RNG, but not RNG in a hit chance. It's misplacement more than anything. So yeah, I'm not a fan of his second ability. It does tie into his kit, but it ties into his kit only because his kit is asking for radiation procs and punch through, which isn't a big enough deal to me, to be quite honest. Andreas, cheers. Future is saying it should be just a visual effect that can cast any angle in the air. Honestly, I wouldn't be against that. Oops, that's the wrong button. I wouldn't be against that, because if I was in the air and cast it, it slams and then does the wall. Rather than kind of creating a diagonal wall that slams and it's just a cylinder or prism line effect, yeah. It's annoying real missions, yeah. Hey, moderators, which one of you has been hitting the snooze button? Just out of curiosity, which one of you has been hitting the snooze button? Because that snooze button isn't for you. That's the entire stream you've been snoozing. Please don't do that. It's only you, one of you two that can press it, so please don't. Alright! Don't worry, Zom, you're correct. I was wondering why that popped up multiple times over and instantly vanished. So yeah, single target, it looks like the ability does sweet FA. But as soon as you get a little bit of grouping, it gets somewhere. There's a stream snooze? There's not a stream snooze, no Dex Pro, which is why I said it's just for the mods and why I was calling out them specifically. Don't worry about it. Yeah. W Dude say, I find the casting freeze 1 to be weird, like it makes you do the mid-air slam even if you're only on the ground. Yeah, that. I get you. Oh, I see. Simply, yeah. I mean, granted, it doesn't really say what it's doing, but at the same time, it does kind of say what it's doing. It's one button is right next to another. Should really only be used in core moments. Otherwise, it is actually interfering with the stream setup. Moderators, in general, should understand what buttons they are pressing before they press moderator buttons. It's fine. It's fine. For the immediate moments, I'll explain to the mods later. I'll explain to them what it's all about. From Mike, hey Ken, I saw this in a separate video with Qorvex. I don't remember if you covered it in your overview of it, but do you know about the interaction of Qorvex's 1 and his 4? Alright, cool, yeah. Yeah, fair enough, Zom, it wasn't. Let me go over what the interaction is, because I feel like a lot of people put value on the interaction between Qorvex's 1 and his 4, and let me tell you, the value is not there. That is my official final decision on it. Until someone can prove otherwise, the value in the supposed synergy between his 1 and 4 is not there. I do see there is an ad right at the moment, so I'm not going to answer this more thoroughly until we're through that, because Mike does not have a subscription. And that just feels rude to finish answering that whilst there's an advert. So I'm just going to bounce a moment and Look at these guys who are about to get absolutely immolated. They have no idea what is coming. Is it immolated if you use radiation? That doesn't... No. Immolation is fire. What is it? Irradiated sounds too basic. It's not got the power behind it. Mirrorlade, thank you for gifting a sub over to Mike there. Mike, make sure you say thanks for that. So, you Origin gang? Yeah. Don't be proud of that, Dex, bro. Don't be proud of that. So, when it comes to these lot here, we're going to be testing the 1 and the 4 combo on that in just a moment so you can see what it's all about. But for those of you unaware, you get the 1 and it sends out these little pulses. And you can see the line here as to how far it goes. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Now if you fire the 4 and it clips it, those pulses become a lot faster. A heck of a lot faster. But here's the thing though, is that it's not doing a lot beyond that. And in fact, to demonstrate this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have just 2 guys, just the 1 guy over here at first. So we know that if I just beam this guy, he's going to go down a chunk of health, but nothing too impressive. If I pop this pillar down, this pillar is going to be slowly applying radiation procs to him. It's not the most amazing, but it's there. Now, if I beam and I clip both him and it, I'm going to line it up because why not? The beam has caused him to explode and the pillar to pulse faster. The two kind of work together, but not for very long. You'll notice that he didn't seem to just die. All the pillar seems to be doing here is pulsing a little bit more. It's not caused him to evaporate. Whereas if I just get 2 enemies, nothing more crazy, just 2 fresh enemies, like so. And again, we're just going to line up, like I did with Pillar, and beam straight through them. Now if I do that, what happens? Well, again, we're getting damage, we're getting the explosions, it's bouncing between them, and already we can see we're actually gone down even more damage than the 1-4 combo. So, for something that's supposed to provide an interaction, just applying a couple more radiation status just isn't doing it. Did the pillar not do the same chain reaction from before? That's the point, is that I hit the pillar, and it's supposed... people are actually like, oh yeah, it's supposed to have these great chain reaction propagation effects. It just doesn't do that much. It really doesn't. When the far better thing is to just have 1 more enemy. If you shoot the beam at just the pillar, does it make the enemies explode? Good question. If they have the radiation effect on them and I shoot just the pillar, will they do the boom? Yes. And you'll see that the booms on them are only coming from the enemies in the range there, because this guy did not get rad procced. So let me fill you in from the top down as to what's actually going on here. What is Qorvex for, and why does it mean I think this pillar is a pile of crap for the combo you're trying to set up? Qorvex is for when it hits an enemy, will prime them. Let's just call it primes them. Okay, they are primed. They are ready to explode. At some random amount of time, you really misspelled ticket there, mate. At some random amount of time after hitting the enemy with the priming beam, they will explode. The explosion is going to deal an amount of damage from the ability, and then a further amount of damage from the number of radiation procs on that target. When it explodes, all enemies in range, and I don't think line of sight is required, I'll have to verify, all enemies in range will be hit by the explosion. And further to that, if the enemies in range have a radiation proc on them, any number of radiation procs, they also become primed. As a result, they too will then explode a random amount of time later, somewhere up to 1 second, sometimes much quicker than that. This continuously happens continuously until I think it is 6 seconds from the initial priming. Which means that after 6 seconds, say if I primed this guy and then he explodes at 5.9 seconds, priming this guy right here, 6 seconds is reached, the prime can no longer spread, and about a second later at 6.9 seconds, his explosion finally happens. That's the end of the ability. So the ability will look like it can last for about 7 seconds, but from my experience it's actually 6 seconds and it's just waiting for the final explosions to trickle through. Now, as Mirrorlab is pointing out, Mirrorlab clearly knows plenty about Qorvex here, these wonderful, wonderful pillars of radiation, they need line of sight. They need line of sight. That marker there, this guy, 12 meters away from it, and my ability setup, Shrink a Pillar has a range of 14 meters. That's in range right there. Actually, he's only 11 from it. So not only does the pillar not really do a lot to enhance the 4, other than maybe put out a bit of radiation procs, it's line of sight. The base of the pillar can't see him, and therefore it has no effect on him. Whereas if I put one down like, yeah, where is he? If I put one here, that's definitely further away. Oh, yep, that reaches him just fine, yeah. So I'm jumping the gun slightly, but also another issue that I have with these is that these pillars, if you set them up in choke points, you're like, okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make it where the enemies are going to all be primed with these status effects, get them in so they'll all explode. Well, as Solomon points out, if you set it up in a decent enough area to be visible to loads of enemies, an enemy will become radiated right here. It steps in, it's radiated. Now the enemy following behind it is no longer going to run into the zone. I wonder if any of you can really figure out, unless, I mean, you might be reading what Solomon is, but I wonder if any of you are confused as to why the next enemy is going to stop right there. This enemy that I'm representing is walk to here, into the zone, the next one immediately just stops dead. Because it's a bloody radiation proc. So the one behind it will just go, hang on, that's an enemy in front of me now, shoot him! And so they don't step into the zone. The zone actively tells enemies to not stand into it. It tells them not to get involved. Now defensively this is great. This reduces the number of threats attacking you. This is great. For Qorvex, who has no healing ability, that is very great. Because you need to find some way of healing and surviving. He has no damage reduction ability, no healing ability, he just has his status immunity ability. So that's kind of a big deal for him, absolutely. But only defensively. The actual status spreading and the potential interaction 1-4 combo isn't actually there. It's there, but it's nowhere near as powerful as it seems like it should be. And like always with the wall, if you get it, it's just slightly off. I grouped up these two. This one got hit by it, but didn't get dragged in. I aimed at the group there, and this one decided, yeah, no, I'm going to be tickled by it, but just, I'm not joining the fun. And it's these little details which are making me wonder just what Qorvex is really supposed to achieve. Not really that tanky for a frame made from concrete? Are you sure about that? I mean, are you sure about that? Because, like, if we compare to, you know, the channel favourite here, Qorvex has substantially more base armour and a little bit more base health. Just losing out on the shields and speed. Yeah, he's got a health tank. He's got his health tank, he's fine there. It's just, that's all that he has in terms of defences. Straight up health armour tank and then status resistance. He's not got abilities enhancing that. He doesn't have a healing ability from my observations. If I'm Qorvex just to bash enemies with walls? Yeah, for the visual, it's cool. Wah, bam! And then beam. That absolutely works. But, the actual grouping of the beam I found not really as necessary. So, Elite Lancer level 195. Let me just bring up the wiki details on Elite Lancers. Just so we understand what Elite Lancer 195 Steel Path really represents. Elite Lancer, with level 195 on the Steel Path, has 21,750 hit points and 4,000 armor, granting a 93.23... Sorry, he doesn't. That's normal mode details. I'm looking at the normal ones, not the Steel Path ones. That's normal mode. Steel Path, he has 54,000 hit points and about 10,000 armor. 10,000 armor, this guy right here in front of me. Which means he has an effective hit points on neutral damage of just shy of 2 million. Just shy of 2 million. Now, radiation is very, very effective against Elite Lancers and other alloy armored enemies like Bombards. It's why I've been picking those for the demonstration so far. It looks a little bit more fun. So if I were to appropriately reduce the armor down here, 10,000 would actually be about 2,500. Let me get the exact number. So we'd have 2,582 armor, which would be providing an 89.6, so basically 90% damage reduction to the incoming radiation. So our 38,000 damage over the course of 2 seconds is multiplied by 1 minus that damage reduction, and then it gets a 1.75 bonus from beam radiation against alloy armor. In total then, my beam against these guys, before the explosions come into play, including the fact that I have that 90% strength bonus, will deal a total damage of 6,922. Or in other words, 12.7% of their health. 12.7%. And if for augment, we're not going to get into fanfics today. We're just not. And you can see this in action as I actively beam them. You'll see some explosions happening separate from the damage. But you see that I do not carve through a huge chunk of his health, really, for such an ability. And that's, again, 190% strength. So that just doesn't seem to be doing a lot there. The actual beam, even hitting multiple enemies at once, isn't all that great. It is all in the chain reaction. So I don't know how well the damage numbers are going to show for you here on Twitch, but I'm going to try anyway. I'm going to go get 20 of them now. Isn't this the strongest Warframe laser to date? It is, yeah. It absolutely is. So now we've got 20 of them. No priming, no weird schmieliness. You've seen how much damage it does on the beam. I'm just going to sweep across them and stop it. I immediately stopped the beam there. Oh. No priming, no armor stripping, barely tickling them with the beam. Barely did anything to them with the beam. Because it hits every 0.1 seconds out of that 19,000 DPS. So I was hitting them all for a couple thousand, really. And again, seeing something like that, it really makes me wonder, what the heck am I using my 1 for? What the heck am I using my 2 for? What are those 2 abilities achieving? If that's what I can do without them. Those were basically top-end of Steel Path standard units. Again, granted, they have alloy armor, so they are very weak to the attack. If I go for troopers, it's probably going to be less impressive, right? I actually haven't done this particular test yet, so I don't know. In this case, I imagine if I don't status prime them, they will survive. So let's just sweep. Let's see what happens here. Oh, look at that. Doesn't even have resistance to radiation damage. What effective hit points do these guys just have? Trooper level 195 Steel Path. 1.275 million. So over 1.25 million effective hit points. No status priming. No special funky thousands of % damage. No raw buff. No nothing like that. Just, I swept them. I just swept them. This ability is designed to deal with groups, and it doesn't care about what those groups are doing. It just hits groups, which, again, further makes me wonder what the hell is his 2 actually trying to achieve. What mods were I even using? In terms of what was affecting our ability there, I was using range, which increases the explosion radius, and I was using Precision Intensify to give 90% strength to the 4th ability specifically. And that's it. That's all that matters to the cast there. The rest of it was irrelevant to that usage of 4. So I'm going to take this into a mission, for demonstration purposes, of course. I'm going to bring along with me a corrosive weapon. You'll see why during the mission. And yeah, let's just have Worm doing worm things. Let's just have Worm doing worm things. I'm going to make sure I didn't accidentally take off my healing at any point, because he definitely needs healing. Good, it is on there. Alright. No strength mods? One strength mod. Precision Intensify. Just for his 4. I don't know why I went to that console, I don't need it. Helmet with energized munitions doesn't apply to amps, right? I don't imagine it does because it applies to the Warframe, not to the operator. So I'd imagine no, Cosmic. I haven't tested it, but I'd imagine no. Alright. And that's weak source. Why go to Sarah's? I know I use that for a lot of testing. Let's go to the one up here. Let's level it up. Level 130, 140. Survival. Solo. Qorvex. Maybe fluid? Maybe, but I've been debating on that as well.
Worthy foes. Underestimate them at your peril.
Hey Cosmic, go ahead and check the wiki first, and if the wiki doesn't clarify, test it. And then you can put it onto the wiki.
I'm sending life support capsules your way.
Alright. Hey guys, I don't have energy yet. No, do not attack. Beam! Much grouping, very wow. I tried so hard to group them up there, guys. I cast my 4. What do I do here then, I wonder? I cast my 4. And they perish. Let's cast 4 again. Bzzz. Yep, I'm trying really hard here, chat. I'm trying really, really hard here. Really comboing my abilities. Use my 1, use my 2, use my 3, use my 4. Really, yeah. Full comboing what I haven't cast a 1 or 2 at all. And the extra range reaching all the way up there. If you're wondering why I'm able to stand in front of these, it's because I have Archon Grace constantly attempting to heal me. Very important to have. Very, very important to have. Oh, hey, an Xmas unit! Xmas units are actually more of a threat. Now, I demonstrated earlier the Xmas units being annihilated, but here you'll see that in actual gameplay, they're not being annihilated. And the reason for that is that when I was doing the demonstration earlier, they were all comboing off the other Xmas. They were living long enough to combo it. But now, the other enemies around are much weaker, and so they're dying before the damage can scale enough to kill the Xmas. Even if I full beam the Xmas unit, that happens. Can I use 2nd and 4th? Yeah, let's try it on the Xmas right here. Whabam! Will that kill you? The answer is no. I mean, all the enemies are over here, so let's run over here and do that again. Combo! Whabam! Hajam! Will this kill the Xmas unit? No. No, it will not. This one's taking more because I think he has got alloy armor. The other one has got ferrite. Yeah, that's definitely a ferrite one. Useful Xmas strongholds. Useful when you've got large groups of enemies. And don't worry about the life support, I'm just demonstrating. And then, oh. For the single targets, you bring out your single target Devastator weapon. You see how much more effective that is? A single target Devastator weapon. Kill him that way. Now this is where Clark's suggestion of an armor strip can come in. This is where that can come in, because if you armor strip them, you're going to take away a lot of the defense they have. Am I on something that can armor strip? Yes, I am. So the next Xmas we see, I'm going to test that. I'm going to armor strip them. Oh look, that was them right there. Oh, that's not an armor strip. That's Vazarin's grouping. Shit. Alright, never mind. We'll leave and retest. Why not test them against mermen, supposedly designed to fight them? Grineer are better target dummies in general. If it kills the Grineer, it'll pretty much kill everything. Pretty much. Alright, so let me just go for budget armor strip. An Iru. There we go. Once we've demonstrated here where we're at, then we'll go to the labs and give it a demo there as well. Not sure Ken wants to be mag proc during this. Zom, how would I be mag procced? I got status immunity. You know, the thing you helmet out. Bump. Status immunity.
They have just shut down all systems. I'm sending life support capsules your way.
Alright, let's try this again. Ooh, I like this room. This is a good starting room. God, that absolute devastation at the start there is just ridiculous. I'm not even trying to prime them. I'm just casting in their general direction and they perish. I think my guide on Qorvex might just come down to press 4, they perish. Watch the rest of the video if you want to know the math as to why the hell that happens. Yeah, we're going to do this for a little bit until the Xmas show up, and then test what happens with the Uniro armor strip on it. Can the guys in that doorway get here already? Thanks. Bzzt. Why did that not hit them? That was weird. I was looking right at them, but it wasn't hitting them. That was odd. And you can see how many life support capsules I'm getting here. I've killed over 100 enemies in the first minute, which isn't like a crazy number to kill, but considering I'm just pressing 4, that's kind of wild. For a press 4 brainless setup, this is ridiculous. I don't even want to run that way because I want to maintain the life support capsules for now. The only downside is every enemy that doesn't die but has the radiation on them is going to slow down the approach of the others. I collected all of them. I thought they were more split up than that. Ah, we have an Xmas unit. Okay. So this guy, yep. His overguard vanishes, near enough. But he's pretty resistant. Let's take out his armor and see how easily he dies now. Straight down. Like, no contest, straight down. I think that's going to be the answer then. Yeah. I think the answer on this is for the really harder units, armor strip only the hard units, so that the other things live long enough to kill them. Because if I armor strip these as well, I'm going to need to do a lot to fully armor strip the group. I think about it. They die instantly, yeah. And then this guy's taking very little damage as a result. I'm going to say something really weird here. And I'm sure some of you might go, Ken, are you serious? I'm going to say something really weird here. I think I might have just found a use case for Shuriken. Yeah. I think I might just found a use case for Shuriken. Because that targets very few enemies. It's very niche because you could just use a Nairu like I've been doing, or you could just use an angled armor strip and just not go crazy hog wild on it. Cynex 2, I mean, Thara Strike is already a very good one, and I could just do that, and then this, and they still die anyway. So okay, no, I haven't. I haven't. That. Yeah, Thara Strike heals as well. Yeah, no, okay. Shuriken, for a second, Shuriken looked like it had a chance, but no, that's sold me on it solidly. Yeah, absolutely right. Thara Strike does healing as well. Let's just armor strip you. Beam. Oh, when did my Sands immunity run out? Oopsies. I must have walked in front of a whole bunch of procs. Perish. Nightingale's idea? Yeah. Yeah, I did see Nightingale actually, yeah, it said quick strip and heal. Yeah, Thara Strike is going to be the winner here, isn't it? Because getting that armor strip on the Xmas unit means that they die because it brings them in line with the others. It's about leveling the playing field with the targets so that they all explode each other. You need them all to work together on dying. Is there no cooldown between his 3 triggering? Not to my knowledge, no. We can test it out a bit. Oh no, my weapon has been stolen from me. Whatever shall I do? I'm just going to grab that back from your corpse. Oh, he's not actually dead. From your corpse. Oh, he died. Hi, I'm an operator. I can steal your armor. Bzz. Ah, shit, they all died too quick. I now have for you the nemesis of Qorvex. Are you ready for this, chat? We have an acolyte. It's Torment. That didn't do a lot. Yeah, that didn't do a lot. The nemesis of Qorvex. Acolytes have ferrite armor. Acolytes have damage reduction. Acolytes don't give a shit about this kind of gameplay. Look how little damage that is. Now, I haven't tried armor stripping them so far. Let's try that. Let's try that. That was the difference. Armor strip. Thara Strike is the winner. I need Thara Strike, and honestly, I don't know if I need to increase the strength or just double cast it. Because it's such a cheap ability. And we're targeting very few enemies with it. I think just double cast is probably going to be okay. I mean, I'm still barely even trying, not gonna lie. I'm just kind of aiming in their general direction. There's an Xmas unit I haven't even armor stripped. I'm just going to let him perish eventually. Ah, no, he's not actually that low. Have we got enough of them for this guy to explode yet? Nope, nope. The other enemies are still trying to get here. Can you explode? Thank you. I'm just try slightly on that. They're not wanting to explode properly. Double green Kuvanukor for strip troop. Yeah, you could do that. You could do Kuvanukor. You could do you could probably even do the Furious and use the healing on it too. Qorvex colours remind you of Baroth from MH. I have no idea what either of those things are, sorry. No idea. Feels a bit like Jaya, where Qorvex needs decently high enemy density to shine. So it's just Qorvex's abilities, which is the really weird bit about it. Qorvex is otherwise Inaros level tank. Straight up, he's not got as many hit points, granted, but he's got the armor and he's got the disometric guard. That he basically is just Inaros light. I'm not even using the Umbral Sep right now. This is non-Umbral. Monster Hunter. Ah, okay. Never played it. I have no information on it. So I'm wondering if the once precision armor strip becomes more or less pronounced as levels rise. The higher level, the more armor is going to matter, and so the more the precision strip would matter in that regard. But again, that's in high enemy densities. In low enemy densities, you just aren't going to get these kinds of chain reactions. It's just not going to work for you. You need about 4 enemies of the same toughness for his ability to get some serious work done on the level 195s. And I'd imagine that stays about right. If you got half a dozen enemies of the same toughness, then you can obliterate. As we see, that Archneximus is actually really wounded right there. And he's perished. I'd say he's out. He's gone, it killed him. Leech Eximus still holding on. Never mind. She died as well. So this heavy gun is going to survive quite well. Ferrite armored. Fully armored. Highly armored. She's going to survive for a bit. But I'm just not going to focus on her. It's easier not to focus on her. And she'll eventually just die in the background. Alright, we got another Acolyte coming in. I'm going to go for the armor strip straight away this time. Fuzzy acid. Cheers. Oh, it's Malice. Hello, Malice. Zzz. Malice is exploding a bit. Malice blew up my Sentinel. I used my ultimate to go invulnerable, and so he blew up my Sentinel. That's just rude. That is rude. Am I running the mod that doubles 4th ability? If you mean, am I running the mod that gives 90% strength to my 4th? Yes. That is my source of strength.
We will all share in this bounty. Hold out as long as you can.
I mean, in terms of brain dead kills, I think this kind of sells it. Certainly with this sheer enemy density, I think this is selling it. I couldn't see for the fire for a moment there. Thanks, Napalm. Oh, look at that Blitz Eximus. It got obliterated there. Why am I not firing through this doorway? Hello, passive. There we are. You saw for some strength as your friends? Fair. And the fact that you go invulnerable during his 4 as well is honestly really nice. Because look at that, my shield's run out. I activate that. Shield gate is refreshed slightly. And as long as I'm not under immediate fire when I come out of it, it would regen. Although this heavy gunner is being a little dick. Let's just be in the area. And again, life support is doing actually pretty darn fine to say I'm just screwing around with this 4 mostly. Life support is doing plenty fine. So you can see why I look at his 1 and 2 and I wonder what are the purpose of those in this kit, in this setup. What are they going to achieve for me that I can't achieve through just shooting the enemies? I'm going to dip out the mission now. That's enough pressing for right now. We're doing the very long walk out of a survival where I've stayed in the starting room.
Will was greater. This is good.
Like I was saying, ironic perhaps, but I'm kind of disappointed. I was hoping it would be interesting not to press 1 button to win frame. Yeah. And saying Caliban's 4th scales with squad size for reasons. Yeah, I don't know if that was fixed or not, but because of because of the way that armor strips now add together, it kind of encourages a negative strength build, but then a negative strength on Caliban is just a bad idea. So Caliban is just a bad idea. It's just bad. So yeah. Can I show the evolutions for Inodem real quick? Since I don't know what evolutions are currently set on it and why, we weren't focusing on that, I recommend you check out my Inodem build guide instead. Exclamation mark Inodem for a link to that one. That's going to do you a lot better than just peeking at the random bits here right now. I have a full guide to help you out. So yeah, I've been looking at Qorvex and wondering what more I can get from him. We got the Turing Capilla, which is line of sight restricted, causes enemies to stop coming towards you, and makes a mess. I'll get to shards in a moment, Fuzzy. We got the Containment Wall, which is just... It looks brutal, but in actual gameplay, it's like... The fear I had when I saw it looks a bit... It looks more nasty than it actually ends up being. The whole, oh, but Puncture is great for your beam thing. It's like, yeah. But the beam is wide and turns, and I can just group them 15,000 other ways. I don't see what this gives me. The damage and vulnerability at 25% scaling with strength. If I were to take the 90% mod off and replace it with a 30% mod, because it's intensify. It's just intensify, but precisioned. So if I traded that out, this would come down to 13,000 direct damage and whatever amount of explosion damage. Basically, this comes down from 190% to 130. And this will go up from 25% vulnerability to a whopping 32.5%. So we can have 190 times 1.25, which would be 237.5. Or we can have 130 multiplied by... what was it? 100... Oh, feck, I keep forgetting the number. 32.5, yeah. 130 times 1.325, which is 172.25. Or in other words, if I switched from Precision Intensify to Normal Intensify to buff this up as well, my damage would go down by about 27.5%. The damage vulnerability just isn't enough there for me to care. The grouping up isn't important enough considering these sheer explosions coming from this. The jankiness of it, the extra energy cost, the extra time spent casting it to try and make it work, the fact that as much as it is so wide, enemies on the edge of it will be slightly damaged but not dragged together. What if we consider Umbral Intensify with set bonus? That's a good question, Merlin. That is a good question, yeah. And same Grumpy. Alright. So let's see. Comparing the 190 here to the 177 on both. Let's see. So we 177 times 1.25 for 221 versus let's see, 25 times 1.77, 44.25, 44.25. Oh wait, I messed up slightly. So 237.5 is the base, or 425. 255. Okay, so if we use an Umbral set, this combo, the 2-4 combo, becomes slightly more powerful on those specific enemies. For enemies outside which are being exploded, it'll have a lower damage output. The effect there, 255 divided by the 237.5, it's a 7.5% damage increase. 7.5%. That's what we get. If you go Umbral rather than Precision Intensify. Now, granted, you also have the full Umbral set, but you then need to go into a lot of forms to make it work.
Inspiration. Have a tenner on me if it helps the Can 18 sip the Can 18 math.
Gorilla with a Glock, thank you very much for resubscribing there at tier 1. Welcome in on 20 months. That is a huge number right there. How goes build inspiration? I'll be honest, I'm getting stuck on press 4 for win. I'll be very honest, I'm getting stuck on press 4 for win. Which doesn't feel great. It doesn't feel great. So, we only can helmet on one ability. This is the setup I've been using so far. Combat Discipline was to forcibly trigger Arcane Grace even when I am being hit by smaller amounts of attacks to make sure I'm constantly being re-topped up on health. But Turing Capilla is going to slow enemies coming in towards me, which I don't really want. It would increase the damage on the enemies which are affected by the radiation, but it's going to force enemies to stand outside of that as well. How much is the armor mod doing, by the way? Good question. 74.5, 85.4. That is reducing the damage I take by 43%. There you are, son. 43% less damage because of that mod. So that's pretty substantial. Considering that he has no defensive ability, it's all in the armor and health, that's getting a bit of work done. And yeah, I could go the Umbral set, but that would require forming to make that happen. Is this survivability acceptable? You've used him a few times, it feels like he dies too easily. Arcane Grace. And Radiation. Radiation is his defense, and then Arcane Grace to give him the constant heal for the things he does get hit by. Getting enemies distracted is kind of a big deal. And that is where these two kind of come in, is the Radiation and Stagger combo that they do. That's pretty much what they're there for. But I feel like having this ability be mostly defensive and cause the enemies to not quite be where you want them to be, and this ability being a mostly defensive with, I guess, they kind of group up if things line up for you, and this one being a defensive ability to block status and block them only. It just seems like a weird way of going about it to me. All that just to allow you to use this thing, which you're invulnerable whilst casting, don't forget. Total damage and vulnerability whilst casting, and Arcane Grace can be active during that to heal you back up. And yeah, Grumpy, you're absolutely right on that. Yeah, the cost of Umbral Former into this guy, it's not like Lavos where he feels like such a multi-utility fun frame to me. This one does seem a lot more niche. If I were to shuffle these around a bit, you can see I am 12 drain short on putting this on here. You could bring down adaptation. You could switch to normal flow. I don't know if you'd want to switch to normal flow, but you could. But that would save you 1, 2, 3 points there, if you bring this down 2 pips. So I'd still need to find another 9 drains somewhere. This will get me 4. This will get me 3. Or this will get me 4. So we'd have to go former, downgrade, downgrade. Then I can put this in and still not be using this. And that's a lot of former. And makes for a very inflexible setup. Yes, Dark Park. Take off Streamline entirely. I was enjoying having the extra efficiency there. It's not strictly necessary, but I was enjoying it because it enables me to be a bit more reckless in the casting. If you run out of energy, you run out of the ability to beam things. At that point, you're just a brick. Bear in mind, again, I was only using this. If you are not going to have Arcane Energize, if you're going to be struggling on your energy sources one way or the other, then you're not going to be casting these as much. Which I'm just like, not sure on that. Leon saying I might just throw in Nourish. See, Nourish would send out the wave of viral procs and would give an energy multiplier. Which, in that sense, you could skip these potentially. I just... Dark Park, that is borderline sexist. I'm going to recommend you don't go down that road. I appreciate you trying to take a positive tone, but not at the expense of others, please. Would Nourish even trigger during your 4? No idea, actually. No idea on that. I'm not sure how I verify, to be honest with you. Not sure I wanted, to be honest. I don't like putting Nourish on everything just because it's the way to make energy, especially as a nerf is right around the corner. I don't want to be building this Qorvex on the idea of a pre-nerf Nourish. That seems like a bad plan. Oh, long shot. I'm doing alright. Hope you're doing well yourself. I do like that I've managed to make this setup work with 04MAR though. That is very nice. Ultra cheap. Dispensary? For what purpose? You're just saying a word there. Why doesn't your Qorvex with electric base convert to viral electric instead of corrosive cold when I add a toxin and cold mod? According to HSET, it should be corrosive cold. What? Okay, Axu, let me address this one. You've definitely missed a beat. You've definitely missed a beat. Let me help you out on this. Let's grab a notepad! Yay! Who doesn't love a notepad stream? Who doesn't love a notepad stream? Okay, so Qorvex. I don't know if that's spelled correctly, I don't care. Electric Progenitor. Mods, you've got Toxin, Cold. Okay, cool. So here's what happens. According to HSET rules, mods first, HSET second. So let's look at our mods. We got Toxin, we got Cold. Alright, that's viral. No other mods, that's all done there. Then we go to HSET. Any heat? Nope, nothing there. Any cold? Nope, nothing there. Any electric? Yep. So that's electric. Any toxin? Nope. There you are, you get viral electric. Boom, there you are. That's why you're getting that. That's how HSET works. I've just shrunk an entire video down to like 30 seconds. You're welcome. HSET comes after mods. Nah, you're fine, Tom, you're fine. I should honestly just delete that old video and just upload that as a clip. What's HSET? Never mind. We're keeping the old video. There you are. Zaki, that's HSET. How does Warframe choose which elements to combine in what order? It's simple, really, as I show there. Boom. Arrow chassis every time. Absolutely. That's how you remember it. That's how you remember it. Right then, so... just change the thumbnail to the screenshot on that notepad. Don't even need to watch the video now. Just look at the thumbnail. Oh, gods. Yeah, let's not do that. Let's not. By the way, how much range do you use on Qorvex? I use a lot of it, just makes abilities deal effective damage. Yeah, I've currently got it set up with 175. I did consider going for overextended, and I'm still in two minds about it. So this would drop my strength down, which would be an absolute menace for disometric guard, by the way. But it would... I mean, it would bring this down to, what's that, 130%, which is still good. Still plenty good there. And at that point, the range would have climbed to 265. Yeah, that's going to do a lot. That's going to do a lot. Now, if you had this instead with the Umbral set, then I think you're cooking with gas. Overextended Umbral, yeah. What do we do here? Let's test something. Let's break stuff for a moment. Let's break things in ways they were not supposed to be broken. Let's see, I've got 2 left. Ah, that's... I don't like this. I don't like this. How many Umbral Formers do I have? No, I've only got 18. Can't be doing that. Right. So we go flow. Here, actually go slightly lower flow. Just to get the extra point out of it. Get the adaptation down a point. We're going real poverty setup here. And if I go dash, dash, that's going to give me 5. That's 11. No, we're going to give me 4. So it'll be 10. And 3, that'll be 13. It's still not enough. I need to depolarity this as well. Unless I former this or reformer it, or just some former, to then go for steel charge. Doesn't seem like you test polarities? No, it doesn't. No, Simulacrum former are real former. If anyone tells you otherwise, they're trying to bait you to lose your former. Yeah. Yeah, Gorilla, yeah. The strength increase is going to be linear. The range increase is going to be more quadratic because literally the way areas work. Swap those? Yeah, no effect, Fuzzy. No effect. Because it rounds up when you halve. 10 and 11 are the same. Is there a third-party website where you can make virtual builds? You don't have to spend former. Yes, there is, Cutie Pie. However, I can't then use those builds in-game, so it has no effect here. Nightwave, I think, did specify that due to you having to complete a mission, whereas if you left the simulacrum, it counted as a mission failure and might have taken it away from you, something like that. What's the mod I'm trying to fit on? The Rumble mod, Intensify. And I need 10 more capacity, and I'm not going to get that here. I'd have to depolarity that as well, but if I depolarity that as well, is that really going to be the road I want to go down? Honestly, maybe not a problem, actually. Now I think about it. If I form this slot, that gives me 5 and 4 for 9, bringing this up to 15. 15, really? Remove flow for the test? I suppose flow I can get around with, what do you call it? Archon shards. Now I've got an empty slot. All form change to 18 cap one, but the only ones are steel charge and power donation, neither of which I really want to use here. Do you need adaptation with his 3? Yes, Fuzzy Acid, because his 3 isn't damage reduction. Those are very, very different things. Would a level 1 adaptation work? Not amazingly, no. Yeah, I'm wanting to avoid a build that requires Umbral Umbrella. It's very obvious. If you can afford the Umbral Former, you just slot it the hell in. But I'm looking at this for everyone who doesn't have that. Not everyone has been playing this game for years on end and has enough Umbral Former to make it your Rayleigh build. Most people have to be a little bit more rationed with their approach. Hands up, how many people here can do this? You know, how many people here can afford to do that? Let's be real. I think it's not very many people have that. So I'm looking at this from the perspective of those who don't have such a ridiculous situation to be in. Pause that to continuity V on that Umbral. People didn't pay enough for it, Leon. We were trying to raise money for charity, but apparently there just wasn't enough there. No, I can't speak bad about that. That was the single biggest and most impressive charity drive I've ever seen. I can't speak bad about that. You guys were amazing. Maybe unranked Fibral Vitality on a health tanking frame? That's suicide. Is Urani the worst frame? Nope. That goes to Caliban. Alabama is the worst frame at the moment. Alright, let's do this. Let's do that. That. Running without streamline at the moment. See how it vibes. Neutralized our strength. This has come down in individual damage a lot, but the explosions might work out in our favor. And then, yeah, gonna grab some Archon shards to patch up the energy issue. Yeah. Let's go with... I got a few of these, so energy max. Energy max. And let's go for some starting energy because I like it. Yay! That should be good. What's that one? That's electric. Ew. Yeah, this was a radiation one. Don't know where I've stuck those. They can stay there. I mean, honestly, there's a good enough case here for using strength shards. This is genuinely a good enough case for using them because we're damn near neutral. Rather than crafting topaz shards at the cost of the ambers and the stellar, I could just use strength. Full umbral! Sorry, full top forged. Do I? Let's test it without it. Test it without it, then we can come back to it. Test it without so we get a proper assessment for people who don't have ridiculous amounts of Tower Forge lying around. Just make sure I've not done anything stupid here. Yep, okay. It's an unranked Qorvex going into a Steel Path mission. What could go wrong? Does Precision Intensify stack with Vulnerable Intensify? No. You can't add them both at the same time. They're both Intensify mods. Still doing Theros? I'll try this without Theros first, Som. Try it without Theros. I mean, we know we're going to go Theros eventually, but we're just not doing it right now. It's amazing how mad people get when I don't claim my Nightwave rewards the second they become available. It's just some extra creds. Calm down.
They have just shut down all systems. I'm sending life support capsules your way.
Hello there. Ba-ba-doo. Beam. And I'm out of energy. Oh look, my energy's back. Yay, energize. Beam. Yay! Let's do that again. Beam. I'm a Warframe. I press buttons. I press move and I press 4. It's like golf. Somehow. I don't know. Benaroso, how's your hydration? Ah! Cheers. Goes through walls? Kind of. The explosions go through walls. The beam can punch through up to 3 meters. I brought an unranked Qorvex here. This is kind of silly. I mean, granted, it's, you know, MR30 shenanigans. But still. Unranked Qorvex, I'm just like, yeah, let's just level up in the mission whilst testing the abilities. That's fair. How many bosses do you play playing Hildren? 0. I don't play Hildren. I just... yeah. Alright. The targeted armor strip worked very effectively on the Xmas. Yeah, targeted armor strip is just the way. You don't need loads of cast of it. They just kind of die all the time. Out of curiosity, why does it take so long to get to messing with Qorvex? I was doing other things. Here's what I figured, Snake. The the update that came out with Qorvex came out when I was in the middle of other projects already, and as a result, I was not going to get a Qorvex guide out in time to be of immediacy relevance. Further to that, as it turned out, it released at such a time that I had to sleep first, before I could even consider that, and discovered that there were already build guides released within hours of his update. There was nothing I could do on that side. So, I focused on the projects that other people can't do. Projects that are only the Kengineer. Things like Arcane Dissolution. What is DE not telling you? So, I know this is a very late, comparatively, introspection to it, but that's because I was just doing my own thing. Why do the same old build guides everyone else does at the same time that everyone else does, to only then get hotfixed probably by DE, and invalidate everything put out there in 5 minutes? Yeah. I didn't miss much. Most people slapped Nourish with Toroid and called it. What's that got to do with Qorvex? You've said Nourish and Torrid. Those are not Qorvex. So I'm not sure what you're suggesting there. Doesn't he need a lot of duration? I haven't seen... duration would apply to... Oh, hey there, Torment. Duration would apply to his 1 primarily. Where's my energy? Yeah, primarily to his 1. But I'm not using Transient Fortitude because of the sheer drain of it and fitting it into the rest of the build. I just don't have a need to put it anywhere. Because we don't need that strength. There we are. Goodbye, Acolyte. Easy peasy. This is with Energize, no Streamline. I think I'd probably still want the Streamline. Just for a little bit of energy security. Certainly when it's not as dense as this. Yo, Esprit, thank you very much for gifting a sub over to Snake Raider there. Snake Raider, make sure you say thank you for that. It's really generous of Esprit. Thank you, thank you. Rage in place of Streamline is not a bad shout, actually. Yeah, Rage on this. Or Hunter Adrenaline, you know, just saying. That's actually a really good shout. I don't know why I keep forgetting that mod exists. Oh wait, I know why I forget it exists. I play Lavos all the time. Yeah. For the people who keep up with death updates, have you said anything about Caliban? Nope, I think they forgot he exists as well. It happens. Yeah, I've got the Arcane Grace on here for the healing, and would have Tharos Strike as well. I think that is a combo match made in heaven, yeah. Tharos Strike, Hunter Adrenaline, Arcane Grace, that combo is absolutely loving life. Rank 21, let's keep going. I'm going to level him up to 30 in this mission. Absolutely. Not sure about Rage. Of core elements enemies getting distracted by radiation. Zom, look at this right now. Does it look like I'm trying to keep the enemies distracted? The core element is only if you are spending, dare I say, wasting energy on his 1 and 2. Actually, mostly his 1. To then slow enemies on the approach. I'm happy tanking the damage. You can't look, your bitrate is dead? Alright, well, then your question is answered by you don't actually know what's going on, unfortunately. And we'll just have to accept and acknowledge that. My energy's run out again. This is where Rage will be great. Ah, there we are. I found an energy orb. Arcane procced. Energize is amazing. Anyone who thinks Energize is dead doesn't realize just how good it is. Are you going to die? Oh, I need a second cast. Okay. That should do it. That did it. Perish. Oh, we got a new Xmas. Get stripped. Oops. Beam the area, and he should explode. Lovely. Spend on Nourish nerfs, Energize might spike again? Maybe. Maybe on that one. Or they might accept that he's Nourish is used for the energy and nerf the other aspects of it. Hard to say. Is Asmos an inferior new core? I don't know about the Incarnate, but otherwise yes. Wait, get out of the way, I want the Xmas. Bollocks. That was a serious misplay on my part, not gonna lie. I even forgot that I had the Nairu effect that I could use. Oh, there we are. Hey, looking over Xmas. Oh, actually, yeah, you can test the dice metric. Do you melt through my stuff real quickly? I can't remember if they do status procs, actually. Okay, I lost one there. Never mind. No real test, I'll just delete him. Goodbye. Yeah. Fucking get out the doorway, bitch. Ugh. It's just in the way. Wasn't threatening me, just blocking my path. That was really annoying. Right then. Will you die? I can't tell. Got another Xmas. Something has stolen my gun. Oh no, I shall use a different gun. One which has radiation viral on it. And that's the thing with this, is that you can use a rad viral primer to get more damage if you really want to scale it up. Which is again better than his abilities. Why use just radiation when you can use rad viral? But that's still very effective as is. I mean, just look at that. That's kind of ridiculous. How's that heavy gunner doing? How's it doing if I armor strip it? It instantly died. It instantly died. It wasn't even a moment. Oh, hi there. I can't see anything through all of that. Somewhere in all of that was an acolyte that died. Yeah. Have we ranked up to 30? Nearly there. Nearly. A little bit more. Let's continue beaming things. The most excitingly skillful gameplay you have ever seen on this channel. Press forward, aim in direction of baddies. That's a good question. I've not considered casting speed to make the 4 happen quicker. I've not looked into that. Rank 29. We'll test that in a moment. Still 29. A little bit more. A little bit more. I have no energy. Is there an energy orb? There is. I love Energize. It's so strong. There we go. Level 30. Let's get out of here. Just on the 10-minute mark as well. I know you can probably rank up frames quicker in Elite Sanctuary Onslaught, but honestly, to rank up a frame in 10 minutes whilst testing the build, that's a good combo. I'm satisfied with that. Watch shards on him, so I've got 2 for energy max and 1 for starting energy, and that was it. That was it. Future say, I think this guy turned out pretty good when you realised Warframes like Frostly exist. So Frostly, AoE, crowd control, armor stripping, overguard granting, defense objective protecting, Warframe with slowing effects out the wazoo. Yeah, you're gonna have to get your memes from 2024, mate, to stay relevant. Righty. Can I show you a Grimoire? I cannot, Fuzzy Acid, because there is nothing of interest for you to look at there. I've not researched that either so far. Again, I've been focused on so many other things. When did this update come out? Whispers in the Wall release date. So that was December 13th. We got Whispers in the Wall. Since then, what videos have I actually done? What have I done since December 13th? So there was the Manifold Bond guide I was already working on, December 14th. Then there was Arcane Dissolution, Initiate Power Pack, Netracells, Tenakai, Sporothrix, Emerald Shards, Sarin Guide, Violet Shards, Trade Chat, a quick video on the update that introduced Warframe Mobile, and then Topaz Shards. Like, I'd say I've been covering the update, honestly. I'd genuinely say I've been covering much of the update. Again, I've just been focused more on the aspects which better fit this channel. Whereas, dare I say it, the less imaginative sections of the Warframe community would just go straight for Qorvex, Grimoire, new weapons, just build. I don't do build. Y'all know that by now. I don't do build. Except for Sporothrix, but its current Nightwave. Well, that's the thing, it had the new augment. Oh, now we finally got this. You can get off my back. Because it was... that one. And that's the 25th year in Nightwave, so yeah, that's valid to talk about as well. So it's all new stuff. With the exception of Trade Chat Saren. Saren still actually referencing the new Archon Shard, so that's actually still up-to-date new stuff. Trade Chat was the only thing there that is not new to the update. I've been covering it, it's just there's a lot in Whispers in the Wall. It's a lot. Hey Ken, how is the Warframe D&D come along? This first stream I've tuned into it for a little while, curious on the progress. It's going along actually pretty nicely, King Vab. Thank you very much for asking. We've got some closed playtesting happening at the moment. So I've got a couple groups going through different types of Warframes with me. I'm running the DM for it, seeing how they play, how they are to play against, and making adjustments here or there. Quite a few adjustments to bring things more in line with how they should function. Honestly, it's looking really, really good. I know I'm making it myself, so that sounds biased, but I'm really excited about how it's all coming together. Yes, I did also call Esprit a bitch multiple times yesterday. This is true. Esprit will also confirm, if Esprit is not a bitch, that they deserved it. See, now I've got them into a trap. Now they either acknowledge being a bitch or acknowledge being a bitch. Either which way, you'll see it was fair. You see him playing like a coward? No, actually, Esprit wasn't being a coward. No, that's a harsh assumption. Come on. Esprit was not being a coward. We did have a coward in Duck Squad. We got two squads. We got a squad of people relatively or entirely new to Dungeons & Dragons. They are Duck Squad. And then we have got Wolf Squad, which is a group of very experienced players. It makes for a good double-pronged approach to testing. And Esprit is in the Wolf Squad, but we have someone in Duck Squad who did quite literally run and hide behind a rock for a turn. That was their approach. Yeah, so let's not do that here. It's a different vibe during the Saturdays, so. We had a coward in Wolf Squad. True, yeah, actually we did have some... Well, no, they weren't a coward. They just... Their job is to sit in the back line. And both Duck Squad and Wolf Squad experienced what happens when a Warframe goes, oh, you at the back there, trying to cause problems for me. No. No. Alright, so in terms of the demonstration there and testing, honestly... I can't say that I felt much of a difference outright. What was the kill count there? Squireboat, we don't do that here. No. No. We're putting a pin in that, Squireboat. Stop. And the kill count wasn't exactly ridiculously different. But what that does open us up for is, I guess, just better range in general. I don't know if that's necessary. I suppose we do also get the better tank. Can't be missing that. 89.1% damage reduction, nearly 2k health, compared to, what is it with the other set? We go Steel Fiber, Vitality, and Precision Intensify. So the difference in tank that makes, we go from effective hit points before things like adaptation. 1 minus 2450 divided by 2750. So with the Umbral set, we got effective hit points of just shy 18,000. It comes down to 9,600, roughly. So going Umbral set doubles the effective hit points. That's huge. That is actually huge. Because by doubling the effective hit points, because Arcane Grace scales from health, it also doubles that. That is... Alright. I see everyone's too busy talking about their D&D. That's a lot more health to tank. It is a lot more health to tank, yeah. Like that is a big deal. That is a lot more health to tank. You lose the strength on the 4 by going non-precision, but you spread that strength out to the other abilities. Containment Wall if you want to use it. Yeah. Death Beam Merchant, that's pretty good. It is, yeah. It is pretty good. Yeah, as I said, Merlin, yeah, it scales with max HP, therefore it scales with effective hit points directly. So Grace loves that. The increase is less pronounced when it comes to Thara Strike, but it is still going to be an increase. Because we go... What was the armor difference? We go from 85.4, 89.1. It's not a huge change. It's not huge, but you'll have a difference there. So you go from that's 10.9% damage they're taken versus 14.6. Yeah. Why go Thara Strike when you don't care about shields? So the reason for going for Thara Strike is because it is targeted Esprit. And cheap, actually. That is also very important. 25 energy, and it's in a relatively narrow area. Versus, say, Terrify or Pillage, which are wide area. Because we're wanting specific targets to be armor stripped. There's also the healing it gives as well, which is nice. It's not a lot of healing, it's only 100 hit points, which, considering nearly 2k max health, that's actually really not a lot. I thought it was more healing than that, my bad. I did think it was a lot more healing than that. But with this, 2 casts of that will completely armor strip whichever group you're swinging it at, which is a very big deal. And even a single cast is a huge reduction in their tank, but 2 casts is where it's at. You thought it shields? You're thinking of Rally Point there, Esprit. You're thinking of Rally Point. I'm glad you're enjoying it, Former Bros. Glad you're enjoying that. Sure it could still on the menu, boys? No. No, I mean, there is the slot here, which we could use for that, but no. The question is then, can we get Transient Fortitude in here? I think the only way to get this in is to double Umbral this. And I don't think double Umbral is the way forwards. No Topaz Shards? Well, I hadn't considered putting them in so far, so it's testing without the Topaz. As these shards which are on here at the moment are much more attainable. And even this one, a lot of people can skip. They'll just go, I'll drop a pizza, it's fine. I'll use Xeneric, it's fine. And that's perfectly valid. These 2 for the energy max is to allow us to escape Flow. Flow could go there if you don't have that. Again, it would take the additional Former. Looking at this, if you Former this one, that comes down... this comes up to 6. Which would allow for normal Flow with a normal Former as well. It wouldn't allow Primed, which is interesting. But yeah, the Topaz, yeah. What Umbra V? Oh yeah, good point, yeah. You could go Umbra V and then Transient Fortitude. Getting you even more strength. At the cost of a little bit of duration. Oh, that's what we're going to test, casting speed, right. Let's head down to the sim. I want to test casting speed. Let's test that real quick. Bop.
You are a true hunter. Where would the sanctuary be?
Loses flex of flow. It does lose that, but the flex is only there if you are, you know, not wanting to spend the shards. What about Hunter Adrenaline? Good point, yeah. I keep forgetting Hunter Adrenaline. Yeah. Hunter Adrenaline. It's going to be 11 drain V polarity. Oh, God. Oh. V polarity here. Ah, yeah. If we form this and that, then it fits. Yeah. That's fine. It's fine. It's not a problem. Dash here. This becomes 6. V here. That goes down to 6. It fits. Yeah. It's okay. That doesn't mean it's going to be a 3-former setup. It's going to be D dash dash. But that is necessary. But that would allow you to then potentially skip Energize entirely. And in skipping Energize, theoretically at least, you could go some other directions, such as, for example, you could get the more strength from Malt Augmented. That's going to go all the way up to 60%. Or you could go Guardian for more defense. Yeah, so that gives you both. Yeah, you could absolutely go Arcane Guardian on that. It's 900 armor on top of 2450 though. Is that worth it? Because you go to 91.8% damage reduction. I don't know if you want that. Because we'll be looking at... Yeah, reducing incoming damage by 25%. I feel like the more strength would be better there. Malt Augmented gets you 100% strip, Thorough Strike, Full Umbral. It wouldn't without using Corrosive Projection. Which we could do. Put a Former here, switch to Corrosive Projection rather than Combat Discipline, because we don't need Combat Discipline. It was nice for triggering this more reliably, but we don't need to go that. How high is armor at rank 30 Rumble set? We look at it right now, 2450. You can get 2700 armor aura. Don't do that. Really, don't do that. That is a waste of an aura slot. 250 armor on this setup is pathetic. Don't do that. So yeah, the Guardian isn't going to do a lot there. That's 25% extra damage reduction, multiplying it as it were. Doesn't feel good. I would go the Malt Augmented route. And that does mean that after 2.5 minutes of survival, because it's 240 kills to max out, isn't it? 250, yeah. So after about 2.5 minutes of survival, you'd have that maxed out. That is about the time that your Xmas start coming online. You would have 177% strength, which on a Thorough Strike, 1.77 times 0.5, 88.5% reduction. If we forward this out, swap it out for Corrosive Projection, bada bing bada boom, that's 100% armor strip, single cast. Yeah. What's the measurement point for these builds? Using what the frame brings, BJ. Because at the end of the day, I could walk into any mission with Revenant, Rhino, Lavos, Calevo, and just face tank whatever's going on. I absolutely can. So the only consideration, therefore, is what do these frames do that can't be done by a face tank? Which means we're not looking at the guns. If it supports a gun, cool. None of this supports a gun. So it is entirely what does it do without the guns. And Shrinkapillar just does not a lot. Containment Wall tries to act like it does a lot, but it actually doesn't. Disometric Guard is status immunity. Cool. Nice to have. It's all about the blast. And that's where the entire focus is. What can we get out of this blast? Where is the power? How can we utilize that power? That's where the measurement point comes in. Because that's the only unique, significant feature of this entire setup. And unlike Caliban, it's actually leading somewhere. Right, so let's test the casting speed whilst we're here. What does combat discipline synergize with? Triggering Arcane Grace when you're not getting shot at. Because Arcane Grace requires you to take hits. This ensures you take lots of small hits from kills. Would I rather nerf the laser? I'm going to stop you right there, future hero. Why would they need to nerf the laser? Can we not do that? That sounds great. Thanks. Nerfing an ability just to try and feed into other abilities is how you get an Oberon when no one uses it. Let's just not even think of such a silly idea. Alright, what difference does this make to how the 4 feels? Same duration, but much quicker activation, although the activation time wasn't really a matter. Yeah, no, that's fine. You feel like he's targeted towards using radiation to help with survivability? Kind of, but at the same time he's got a lot of beef already. So it doesn't really need a lot. You can still have the casting speed there to help with Tharos strikes subsumed onto it, but otherwise, yeah. Same number of damage ticks? Probably. Do you know how we're going to measure that? That's going to be an absolute pain in the ass to measure. You understand that, right? Okay, cool. That got to the middle of the 10 on him. On the Radprox, middle of the 10. Take it out. Kill. Summon new one. Middle of the 10. There we are. Easy test. Easy test. What if they changed... Okay, fluid. Fluid. Let me see here. Yep, you're new to the channel. Let me introduce you to a concept. On this channel, we have a concept called fanficking. Now, a lot of people call this just having ideas or what-if scenarios, but I call it fanficking. Because all you're doing at the moment, and this happens, everyone does it, is inventing a scenario based on Warframe and trying to talk about that scenario, these what-if scenarios, when you have absolutely no ability to make it happen. No ability to introduce it to the game. All you are doing is create an imagined scenario to either get happy or sad about, and then you come back to Warframe with these now skewed emotions from your fanfic. It doesn't actually help anyone else not living in that world, which is why I don't put much thought into, well, what if we changed this? What if we did that? So, to you and anyone else who's like, oh, but what if they changed the walls to go this shape? What if we moved the damage over here? What if it did this? What if it did that? It doesn't, is the answer. Any conscious thought about that otherwise is straight up a fanfic, and doesn't help anyone to think about. Focus on the game you've got, rather than the game you're imagining. Pure and simple. As he is, would I consider him good or meh? Future hero, that is up for you to decide. There are a lot of people who think that Lavos is meh, despite the fact that I've demonstrated just how effective he is in multiple videos. It is all down to personal preference. Entirely down to personal preference. I don't know why I spawned an enemy, I don't need him right now. What shards? Shards at the moment are just energy max and maximum energy on spawn to make the overall usage and casting easier, that's all. Alright, so, I think Hunter Adrenaline into here if you need the energy, but if you want to spot the Arcane Energize, you can. This is the best way to offload the energy. How can I test this without forming it like crazy? Let's downgrade out of Umbral and test... Just give it an idea as to how it runs with Adrenaline. I should be able to fit everything. If I swing that there, Precision Intensify and Hunter Adrenaline. Let's test that without Energize. It looks like the strength is low, but the precision intensifier is bringing it up again, so it's fine on that side. And I know this means Disometric Guard is going to be a pile of crap, but yeah, it's fine. In its place, I'm going to run just defensively Arcane Nullifier. In a proper build, you wouldn't have negative strength like this. So I'm putting that there just to kind of simulate it. What's my personal preference regarding Qorvex? I haven't put out a guide yet for Japan, so it turns out I haven't finished considering it. I'd highly recommend not asking the artist to sell the picture when they're still part way through painting it. Fluid, you didn't actually respond to them, you just typed in the chat, that was my confusion then.
The art of combat must be practiced to truly master the canvas of war.
Let's give a feel on this one, shall we?
They're trying to choke you out. Hold on. I'm sending auxiliary life support.
So the damage should be about where we left it. The question is energy. So I'm out of energy now. I'm gonna not have my melee out so I can take some damage. Wait. There we are. Yep. Wonderful. A little bit of energy from pickups. Looks like they're all coming from down here. Alright. I can work with that. Took him a moment to get through my shields, which does slow down the process. That is something of note. They have to get through my shields, which you wouldn't think would be too much of an issue, but it took him a moment there. It took him a moment. Alright, I want a better room than this. Let's head out this way. The spawns I can feel are dragging their feet getting to me. I'm just going to grab those life supports I've just generated from that absolute obliteration. You know what? This might be a better room, this one here. I'm not sure if it'll be the right place, but let's try it. Oh, that's in early Xmas. Energy, energy, energy. Thank you. Ablitz is holding on quite nicely right now. Not good. Okay, no, I don't like the lines of sight in this room. I do not like the lines of sight in this room. This one could do alright. Yeah, this one's got good sight lines. There we go. That just kind of beams down the line of them, doesn't it? And the thing is that the second ability for grouping up into a line isn't going to help improve the sight lines. It doesn't remove terrain. It would try bring enemies into sight lines, but only in a relatively short horizontal width, which at that point, they're already in sight line. Oh, gotta wait on the energy again. Unless there's any energy over here. Here we go. Got a little bit. Nope, still need a bit more. Keep shooting me. There we go. Yeah, I'm not sure I'm sold on the Hunter Adrenaline versus Arcane Energize. Like, I don't feel like I'm being shot enough. kind of weird to say that. I'm not dying enough. Oh, my worm is. How much damage do you take from that? Not a lot. That's weird. I need energy. There we are. This guy is really resilient for some reason. Would Equilibrium work on this Warframe? I'm gonna expand your question there to, would Equilibrium give you sufficient energy? I assume that's what you mean by work, rather than just does it go on the Warframe and function. Where are the health orbs gonna come from? Where are the health orbs gonna come from? If you're gonna say Xmas units, those are also dropping energy orbs, and it's still not enough on its own. And in a lot of cases, you're not going to have that many Xmas units. If we're relying on Xmas for our energy source, I don't think that's going to end up going well for you. Not when we're casting a 100 energy ability as our damage ability. So I'm saying they find it fine, however. So take that as you will. Yeah, I mean, I am currently just using the 4. If you intend to use your gun to shoot the Xmas and shoot more enemies, then sure. At which point you're moving more away from Qorvex's 4, casting it less, and believe it or not, if you cast things less, you need less energy. Who fucking knew? Wow, that guy just really ran straight into that one, didn't he? Because I could absolutely just switch to bursting a lot of things here, couldn't I? But at that point, it's the Burston. It's not Qorvex. Qorvex just happens to be along for the ride. Ooh. He tried to get me there. Arc and charge we recommend for Stynex? Not sure. Don't know what your build is. Not looking at Stynex right now, sorry. Maybe watch my Archon Shard guides. They might give you some inspiration, Fanskiller. It's the exact reason I created those videos, to answer that question, without you having to have 55 guides to it. Do you think spamming Corrupted mod early game is a good idea? I don't know what you mean by that. I genuinely don't know what your question is, sorry. You're going to have to restate that one in more... in different terms to clarify your question. What companion are you using? It's a big part of Equilibrium's power. True, if you're turning every enemy into health orbs through the synth set, you're absolutely fine. That, I think, is a big deal there, Tom, because you focus on the synth set to make your Equilibrium work. I don't. I focus a different setup with my companions. A very different setup. But that's part of the beauty of Warframe. You can use a million different setups if you're creative enough. Who knew? A modular system is modular. Yeah, need to be focusing on stripping these Xmas units, otherwise they are going to take forever to perish. Energy plus, energy, energy, thank you. That blunt is in the way and is apparently more than 3 meters thick. It's greedy. You use Equilibrium solving your energy since you use Death Cube every run. Death Cube generates energy orbs, not health orbs, but okay. I mean, it's that you might be on about the synth set, but that won't be Death Cube. That'll be synth set. Death Cube doesn't have specific health orb generation, to my understanding. Energy generates mod from Samaras. Congratulations, you just named something. Not sure what that's supposed to be, or help, or say, or do, but well done on naming something. I'm going to become increasingly blunt about this. Naming things is not an explanation. Naming things is naming things. Imagine if if my guides were Qorvex, Equilibrium, Death Cube, end of video. I don't think anyone would consider that helpful. That is not how you explain things. Okay, I don't know why that beam looked like it was barely hitting. There was definitely enemies down here. Very hostile with chat, unsure why that is. Because Fosga, I get about 1,000 people popping in here during a stream, and of those, 100 of them go, "Hi. Mod name." Like, okay, yeah, can you please expand on that? What would you do if every 5 seconds someone named something at you and is expecting you to react to their message? I could dono wall people. Alright, I'm going to leave the mission. I can walk out of it. Find this hostile live a sheltered existence, or just you know, completely unable to handle criticism, which a lot of people are, which is why they're not content creators. Because content creators get criticized on so much as sneezing in the wrong pitch.
The longer you fight,
Yeah.
the more successful we will be.
Alright, let's go through this.
The importance of clarity.
First, let's have a look at Fosgard. Do they have anything else? No, not said a lot, that's fine. That's exactly the way to do it if you've not got anything to contribute. Or don't want to contribute anything. Perfect. That's the way to do it. BJ going off on a random direction. I'm going to ignore that. Let's see. They were saying the amount of guides I've seen that are like, do this instead of this is why this happens, as unpleasantly hide. Okay, but they're not my guides. So we'll move on from that one. I was saying it's Death Cube's mod. Alright. Energy generator mod from Samaris. I said need a little bit more on that. They've said it's Death Cube's mod from Samaris. I know it. I'm aware of the mod. Makes it generate energy orbs as long as it even assists in killing an enemy. Sorry, yeah, I still know what the mod is. Every 10 assists. Yeah. You've missed my point there entirely. And this Fosgat is exactly why I appear hostile. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Almus is trying to help here, but in trying to help, what they have done is they have named a mod, and then in my request for more detail as to what they're trying to actually talk about, rather than understanding, I'm saying, okay, you're naming a mod, why is that relevant to the conversation? How does that help us out here? Has instead gone, yeah, so this mod is this mod that you can get from Samaris that gives energy. I know what the mod is. Next, I'm going to have someone explain to me what the adaptation mod does. I know. Okay? There aren't 230 people here watching because I'm a moron. It's quite the opposite, you might discover. I know. I've played this game for over 2,000 in-game hours, in missions alone. I know how the mod works. I may forget a mod here or there, but then I'll ask, sorry, I don't actually know what that mod is. It's a different question. So when someone's going on about Equilibrium, and others in the Equilibrium conversation, or at least as close as we can get to it, go, yeah, you can use Death Cube Equilibrium. Yes, I know that Death Cube can generate energy with Energy Generator. With Equilibrium, that's going to give you health. That doesn't help. Doesn't help in the slightest. Yeah, Ladybug, yeah. There is also the issue of 20 people trying to have their own suggestions balanced at once whilst I'm in the middle of testing one other thing. This is why most of my video preparation I don't actually do on stream. I don't actually have the patience to handle trying to test most of what I test whilst 10, 20 different people have random ideas hoping that I'll notice them and care. Is the Zart invocation mod viable to mana regen, or is that just a complementary thing? We've got another idea out of the blue. I haven't even finished talking about the meta of talking about another idea. And now we've got another idea. I haven't even started finishing on one idea, and we got an entirely another road being suggested. Hey, here is an entirely new form of energy regeneration. So Nuki, maybe, maybe, can I finish one first? Holy shit. Ah! Right. And if that comes across as hostile, Fozgat is taking the complaints on that. They signed up for it. Deathskull is saying, I run 45% efficiency on every frame and have no problems with energy. I don't understand why it's a big problem for people. And this is why Deathskull does not create builds and guides for other people to use. Because Deathskull does not understand that other people exist and use different builds. Deathskull just believes that everything is fine. So, alright Deathskull, good to know that you're okay. Good to know. Are you actually using negate on your worm, or can it slow down Hunter oh my god, adrenaline? And then, what shard is it this week? Go to the wiki. Or log into the game, actually. That's even better. Sukahan, just log into the game. And yes, negate is on there. Negate can prevent stuff. It's just on a generalized worm build. I'm not even on worm right now. On generalized worm build, you'll notice I've not optimized absolutely everything while still in the process of testing things. Again, no finished guide. Right, let me try and dig through other buried suggestions at this point. Hear me out. Hellstrom on an energy converter death cube. How good would this be for energy efficiency? Well, efficiency, no, because energy economy, perhaps. But hey, who needs words to mean what they say? Let's translate that. Hellstrom on an energy converter death cube. Will that give you energy? Yes. Will it give you enough energy? Good question. I'm not even going to test it. I haven't got enough time to test everyone's random ideas. Hellstrom, but to keep the create Vulcax, but yeah, again, wasn't optimizing the Sentinel at this point in time. Random question from earlier. Is it a good idea to open the vault that contains corrupted mods requiring dragon keys? If you want to go and farm those, sure. I have a guide on ways you can make platinum. Watch that one. Christ, yeah. Yeah. And at this point, I've scrolled so far up, and I'm losing track of where I even got to. And Queen wants to change the music.
The Kengineer!
Sure.
Oh my god! Wait, are they here? Kengineer.
Sure, let me change the music. Ooh. Oh, yes, to the vocal one, my bad. The wrong one. There we are. Cool. From Leon Query, hear me out. All health mods on Inaris to kill Eidolons. What is that? Kipo. Rule 4. Quintus, just a random thought. What about using the Grimoire Primary Arcane as an energy stat stick? Just felt left out on the random thought spewing, wanted to join in. I'm setting boundaries here. You're hearing me go on a rant for 10 minutes about throwing randomized ideas at me, and then you think the best thing to do from someone whose name I don't actually even recognize, and then from Quintus, a very long time supporter on the channel. I'm getting it from all directions. You guys, when someone points out I appear hostile, your idea is to then try and push it further. I don't know why you do that. No, sorry, I do know why you do that. You think it's funny, and either intend to be malicious or intend to not pay attention to other people's interests and well-being. If you want me to be kind about that, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. Honestly, Grumpy Pants, I am surprised as well that no one at this point has mentioned Xeneric exists. Yeah. Rocket Ferry, the game is in the best state it's ever been in. You're welcome to keep playing. Your account is waiting for you. Right. So whilst everyone is deciding which form of energy generation they wish to use, and jacks themselves off to that idea, all of it really comes down to one simple thing. One simple thing. And for this, I'm actually going to get a notepad. I love using notepad for simple things. We did it for a Warframe tier list. We're going to do it now for a Qorvex guide. You ready for this? The Qorvex Guide Optimization for Energy Simply Solution, or otherwise known as the QGOFESS. It's a silent Q, it's the GoFess. Here we are, your final and ultimate idea on this. This is the GoFess. With a silent Q because screw language. 1. Use your favorite means of energy. 2. Press 4. 3. Are the enemies dead? Yes? Done. No? Use your favorite armor strip. Done. And that's it. That's it. That's how it works. Okay, as someone who works retail, I feel you, man. I've worked retail, I've worked call center, and now I deal with the public in Twitch stream. You are the public. Welcome on. Alright. Yeah, I think this covers it. Zon, you're one of many. No one individually feels bad about it. No one in traffic thinks they're the traffic. It's fine. That's valid, King Bab. That's valid. I think the problem comes from me trying to respond to people who feel like they deserve a response because they typed a message in chat. That's on me. I try to be... I try to respond to pretty much everyone, and it's hard to tell the difference between a genuine suggestion, a hey, I just thought of this while shitting on the toilet, and people who then start to become malicious with the jokes. It's hard to tell. And I struggle with telling people's intents anyway. That's just a thing. When you have that through a Twitch chat, it becomes even harder to tell. And it's not like you can use how regular someone is as an indicator to that, because people do just feel like being malicious at times. I try to do my best to deal with it. And then as someone points out, aren't you being a bit hostile? Everyone else be friendly first. Basically. Sometimes people type the dumbest thing possible, and sometimes people are just trying to contribute, but they don't understand that they are the DPS of psychic damage of, hey, see me. So I'm just going to reel that back for a bit, whilst all of you can appreciate that this exists. BJ, do what you damn well please. Let's BJ asking, is the amount of EHP needed on him? Could you switch for more efficiency reasonably to have his 4 up more given Rad provides crowd control? BJ, it literally doesn't matter, because come back to this. GoFess. Use your favorite means of energy. Press 4. Are the enemies dead? Yes, done. If not, strip them. Now they're dead. That's it. That's all that Qorvex is. That's your GoFess. Job done. It's on the screen in front of you. Job done. Miralabe, thank you very much for the 5 gifted subs there. Going out to the Lost 49, to Death Scarlet, to Rooster 528, to Setero, and to Tommy Tot. Miralabe, thank you very much on that. I appreciate that. Oh. Cheers to you, Miralabe. Miralabe, who's also been very knowledgeable about Qorvex throughout this, pretty much preempting every next beta I was about to bring out. So fair enough. Switched on and supportive. You know what, we'll take that. We'll absolutely take that. Alright. So in terms of the difference between this approach and the Umbral approach, honestly, couldn't see much of a difference. The only difference on this one is that we've got basically no stacks of this, which is why I got the Arcane Nullifier there instead of Arcane Adrenaline. Oh, actually, yeah, no, this one was the screw up. I was meaning more the that one, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we could do that. Can't we? That neutralizes it. That works as well. Yeah. You can go non-umbral, do it that way. You can go... Oops, wrong mod. I want that back. You can go umbral, like so. But then I'll take... Okay, how do we fit in the final mod slot there? Yeah. It's all around the place. Well, it's a Haney. You are very correct. You are very correct. Saying people don't want to make builds themselves, but also want build makers to make builds according to their taste. Yeah, I feel that. I feel that. Quintus, thank you very much for the 5 gifted subs. Apologies for, again for being part of the traffic there. No, that's okay, Quintus. I didn't set an appropriate boundary there. That's my fault. So thank you very much for the 5 gifted subs there. Going out to Philor117, to Trooper, to Hasty Outburst, to Karagas, and to Lalith Chandra. Quintus, thank you very much on that. And now get timed out as per your requests. Sure, alright. Alright. It's... As the person running the channel, it is up to me to set the boundaries, and sometimes you see what happens when I'm not perfect at that. I'm human. It's... We all do what we do. We all do what we do. Very dismissive way of approaching that in the end. That, and I'm missing something. Oh yeah, adaptation was downranked for that. There it is. There we are. As we say, if you go in the normal route, replace Disometric with Firewalk for proper status cleanse. Isn't a requested build, by the way, just saying to chat in sparkly colours because the ADHD. Sure. If you go in the normal route, I mean, you'd still want to have the armor strip, which you can use a Nairu for that. So again, it all kind of comes together. It's should we give Ken a domestic drone as compensation? Queen, please no. Queen. 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 Please no. I'm good, thanks. I have enough drones. I have far too many drones. Mostly from Esprit and Quintus. I'm good. Necromite? I have a couple Necromites as well. They're already in the Orbiter. You see them going around. We've been down this road a long time ago, but when we went down this road, my computer hasn't got better since then. It hasn't gotten better since then. Yeah. More? No, we're good. We're good, thanks. We are good. Right. One drone for one drone for every lost item? Yeah, it was, yeah. God, that was such a long time ago at this point. Such a long time ago. And the collection has never recovered. It has never recovered after that. I've got them in places. We've got this ring in them. We got this one hidden up here. Like, they're growing, but yeah. Where I get this Necromite, you want one? Like a lot of decorations, you do this. You go to market. Necromite. And you buy it. It's 100 platinum. Need a new extract all button? That's what the postcard is. That's what the postcard is. You remember that? Why do you remember that? I don't know. How long you been here? Let's see. Almighty Queen River. Following since February 22. There you are. You've been here 2 years. That'll do it. Esprit 2 years, 6 months, apparently, according to the bot. Bear in mind, the bot won't understand if you've ever changed your name. Oh, actually, speaking of sculptures. Alright, let's, we can do that. Is it me, or is this taking longer than it used to? It used to not force you to wait. Oh, gods. Where the hell did I get that Himagara from? There we are. Okay, it's just the Anatas is forcing me to wait on. That's weird. That's probably a bug. What does Qorvex main status affect IE? What is his main one? Radiation? That's, I think that's the answer you're asking for? Yes, Umbrella, because you become a new person to the bot, it loses track. So if I go to your account, because Twitch will tell me the truth, you've been following since January 23, and the bot says you've been following since January 23. Even Twitch apparently doesn't keep track of it. Because you've been subbed for 10 months total as well. Yeah, is that right? Yeah? Alright. And it also tells me your account is a lot older than that. Okay, maybe the bot is smart. It didn't used to, so maybe they upgraded the bot. Fair enough. It didn't used to track that. Fair enough. Alright. Equipment, orbiter, decorate. Iotons! Let's pop down more Iotons, because I haven't done this in too long. So much that I forgot that I could just press 2. I'm going to move the drone over here. Just so I don't have a weird space in the middle of all of these. There we go. Let's pop down the Himagara. That needs a proper spot. There we go. Gotta have the Himagara in a right spot there. If you fill up the room with sculptures, where will the guests sit? What are you talking about? This looks like an amazing seat. Can you imagine how that would feel? Horrible. It's a perfect seat. No one wants to stay for long then. Let's turn you around. There we go. And the next one. You there. Next one. There we go. Yeah, probably some, yeah. The butt blender seat? What? Of all the phrases. That's a brand new one right there. Oh, all those Iotons, it feels like I've barely done any addition here. There we go. There's still plenty of floor space. I have to work on that at some point. There we are. Okay. So, Qorvex. Dare I say a one-trick pony? It does certainly feel like that is where I'm ending up here. One-trick pony. I'm just going to create setup here with and without Umbral. So let's do that real quick. Is transient the way I want to go on this? I think it is, because, like, we don't really care about the Trinkapillar, honestly. So, we don't care about duration. Duration just doesn't matter here, does it? Unless there's anything I'm missing, I'm just going to quickly check the wiki page to jog my memory on that. Nope, it's just the pillar. According to the wiki as well, it's just the pillar. So yeah, duration, just really not that important to us. Alright, currently been using that. Got the reason to not to. Actually, yeah, let's do it this way. Want the Grace, want the Energize, want the Umbral set. Adaptation, possibly a downranked one, we'll see in a moment. Overextended. Stretch, Auger Reach, yeah, that'll do. Just need some work on that. That'll do. The Death Beam was also affected. Death Beam is a fixed time on it. According to the wiki, yeah, fixed 2-second beam duration. Duration has no effect on Crucible Blast according to the wiki at all. I'll be honest, I haven't verified that, so you know what? Let's stack on duration a moment. Stack on duration and then fix the range. There we are. Let's just quickly test that. The pillar makes the booms, the pillar does not make the booms. Welcome to the stream, you've not been watching. The pillar does not make the booms.
Where would the sanctuary be without you?
The beam makes the booms. Pillar barely helps on that. Alright, let's grab 5 of them. See what happens. So, will this last for a very long duration now? Nope. No change in duration. Duration has no effect. There we are. That validates it. That completely validates it. If the duration was going to have an effect there, that would have lasted like 15-20 seconds. Didn't even do that. Cool. Duration, no effect. Right. Whilst I just very helpfully sit on the build here, I have gone through a lot of tea, water, and emotional processing, so I'm going to be back in just a moment. Chat, don't go anywhere, and certainly don't be spamming drones. We don't need to be doing that here. Come on now. Be sensible. I'm back in a moment. Let's just...
What you think about when you're born into a fire. Let them burn it out. Sell them to the richest buyer. They wanna let the world decay. They tell us lies and fade away, fade away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. never let the truth fade away. This is bigger than ourselves, we won't let the world burn away. Burn away, we feel betrayed. We were raised to lose.
Okay. I see. We've got drones and shivs now. Okay. Well then. See the question at the top of all that, what primary would fit Qorvex? Are there any radiation cannons except the Plasma, maybe the Phantasma? If you mean fit by the vibe, just pick what you want on that one. If you're meaning to work with his kit, anything that's just got radiation viral status output is going to be perfect. Just grab viral, job done. Because radiation procs enhances 4, and viral procs enhance damage in general, which all enhances 4. Job done. Nuke vibe? Well, you got obviously the Archiplasma you mentioned there, but what about the Tenet Tetra? Charge up and shoot bang. Set that with a radiation effect, that could kind of work for you. Anything with just a big old nukety boom. That could work. That could definitely work for you. Or if you just want to plague them, like one of those rare moments where I'd recommend maybe considering something like the Ignis Wraith. You can give that a radiation feel. Just pouring out war crimes there at that point. Yeah. Need Fallout's Fat Man and some Warframe heavy gun. Honestly, not a bad shout. A very limited shot, long reload heavy gun that has an absolute nuke damage. Archibix. It's the Archibix, but smaller. It's the Archibix. There we are. That's enough fanficking for the day. Oh yeah, Stolter. That can work for you as well. Yeah, there you are. That'll do what you're looking for. Archibix not slow? Yeah, that's why I said Archibix. It's a smaller version. It came with primary? Qorvex. Mandanel, that's the arch gun. That'll be this one, which I've not even leveled up. But yeah, it came with that. I'd get around to it, but arch gun. I don't care. Hey, it's better than what Kullevo got. Why did I pronounce it so incorrectly? It's Kullevo. Ugh. Who got me saying Kullevo? Kullevo. Kullevo's signature weapon is a skin. Which is just... How did that happen? Router doesn't count? He doesn't care about the router. That came with him, but his signature one is the goddamn skin. Which is not even there. Here it is. The heavy blade is a skin. 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 His legendary sword. Not legendary. Not just a normal sword. It's legendary sword. That if you go to the Kullevo's hold and you go into one of the caves, you're going to kid there like, oh, I'm looking after this for him. I'm looking after this. It's not even a real weapon. Yeah. And then you get Router. Kullevo's signature weapon. Is it really though? Is it really? This is supposed to be a signature goddamn weapon. This is just a gun. It's a gun with combo, but it's a gun. His signature thing is his sword. It's a skin. I just... That's painful to me. It's genuinely painful. His signature is a freaking skin. Yeah. Signature weapon was inside him all along. That's just weird. Right. Damn. Every time I look at this, I'm like, can I force a frame for testing plus? Gun with combo sounds ridiculous, so you remember gunblades exist? I mean, it's not gun with combo, it's gun that makes combo, I should say. Yeah, which is even weirder. That's easy to say. I think Qorvex just found the rail, so lying around and went, this'll do. Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. Leon, cheers. The signature weapon is all the shivs in his body? Yeah, there's that. Right, I would very much like to make a little bit of progress on the circuit. I know I don't really have a lot of time, so I was hoping to make some progress using Qorvex, but I don't think that's going to happen. I spent so long talking about everything else that that's just not going to happen, is it? So, I'm going to cycle it once. I'm going to cycle it and hope I can get Qorvex on one run. I don't actually... I should just cycle it on Steel Path, shouldn't I? That'll be fine with Revy. I'll cross my fingers. See if I can maybe get Qorvex on the second roll around. And the chances are exceptionally slim. I appreciate that. What weapons have I even got? Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh, that's... Oh, dual carriers. Okay, we got that. That's fine. Yeah. At least I've got a melee. I have a melee. Let's do that one. The weekly reset is a few hours after stream, isn't it? There's the mood reset in maybe 20 minutes, but the actual weekly reset is later than that. Yeah. 20 minutes for stream? Let's see. Alright, of course I get survival, the long one, but sure, that's fine. Choppy, 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 choppy. Oh, still. Most effort I have ever put into this game. It's getting kills. It's genuinely killing them. Not the most amazing, but it is killing them. Does this spread the viral when I have Mesmer skin up? I don't know if it actually does. No skill? I know, right? I wasn't around when this got launched. Nobody playing the Operator Review mode anymore? There are people playing it, yeah, absolutely. What makes you think there aren't? What makes you think it's dead? That's your question. But you couch it in terms of that's already happened and why. Feels like the same vibe of Octavia teabagging while invisible? Yeah. I am going to run low on energy, it looks like. Just bully this guy for a moment. Yay, energy. So this is the circuit, as opposed to, you're thinking of the Undercroft separate, which is included in normal Deviri. It does sound like you're mixing things up there, my dude. Oh, this guy's got wrecked. Dragged into a bubble and then zapped. Let's just burn up some energy for a bit. Hold down the fire button, double the cost, double the strength. Re-up this, re-up that. All the energy.
Only 60 seconds remain.
I don't like that voice line because it's incorrect. It's 60 seconds of life support remain. But I can fix that. There's some drops over here. That was a little closer than I thought. What's my first ability? Nourish from Grendel. It's enhancing my energy income. And also gives me fire on my weapons if I choose to use them. But mostly it's just there to further enhance energy income, so I can continue to spin to win. As ridiculous as it is. This guy is resisting. Stop resisting, sir. There we go.
Seconds remain. You walk the blade's edge.
I do walk the blade's edge, don't I? Yep. And then we just scoop up the life support and go, oh wait, there is no threat whatsoever. What funky abilities can you use on his 3? Use during his 4? Yeah, Armor Strip is probably going to be your big one. Yeah, let's just grab this. Practically flexing on the mission requirements.
60 seconds left.
Nope, 20 seconds left. Come on, Teshin, I can read a timer, why can't you? This feels like abuse of the system, not gonna lie. It feels like this shouldn't work.
There is a time for training.
It feels like it shouldn't work. I didn't even go for the intrinsics, sorry, the fragments, because there's just no need for them. Not when I'm doing a reset roll. Does Revenant's ultimate deal void damage to Overguard? Honestly, no idea. Alright, what do we got? Is it Qorvex? Damn. Damn. None of that looks nice to me. Good God. Ugh. I'm gonna give up on that. I'm just gonna give up on that. I'll have to roll and roll and roll and re-roll that later. Because there's only 5 frames. You know what? Let's number this out. Chance of Qorvex in one run. There's 5 frames divided by there's what 56 options because there's Stalker. Ignoring any balance in between because I own them all, so it should be 5 and 56, right? Chance of him popping up. Let's just turn that into a percentage for easy reading. 8.9%. So in 2 runs, we're gonna get. Effectively, we can take the chance of him not appearing twice, and 1 minus that. So it'd be 1 minus 51 over 56 squared. 1 minus, oops. 51 by 56 squared. We're at 17.1%. Are the frames previously rolled excluded? They are not, Sonomir. It is totally random, as far as I've seen. So we can now just take this to the power of x, where x is the number of runs, which means it becomes 37.4%, On 10 runs, the chance of getting the frame I want to test. On 20 runs. These are circuit runs, yep. Circuit runs to get the frame I want to show up. That's going to be 84.6%. 30 runs. Feck it. 50 runs. That's a far more interesting number. We're at 99.1%. So if I want to test a frame in the circuit, and this is why I usually don't for guides these days, this will be the same for all Warframes. Yeah, for any given Warframe, this will be the case. There's 55 different Warframes plus Stalker. I'm treating them all as equal chance to appear, which even that I don't know if it's true because D fudge things. So if I were to try and test Qorvex in the circuit, on any given run, the chance of him appearing is less than 10%. Within 5 runs, I still have only about a 1 in 3 chance of him actually showing his face. The 50% point is at roughly 7 runs. 7 runs is 48% of him showing up. Let's get rid of the equals. Circuit shows you 3 Warframes at a time. 5. This is exactly what I was talking about earlier. It's 5. You're thinking rewards? Right, okay. 3 or 4 intrinsics, maybe, yeah. Yeah, I mean, if people ain't got the intrinsics, it's going to be lower, but those people aren't me. And this is my experience. This is also going to be the experience for most players at most times. Because you're going to actually do it. So, this shows you why it is irksome to test things in the circuit. Because if I test a build, it's going to take me 7 runs of the circuit to get him to show up. So that's 6 lots of runs, which are duffs to me. And at 5 minutes run, that's half hour lost. After that half hour, I can now test him. That's assuming I'm only testing him. If I'm testing weaponry as well, good luck on that. That's just not what the circuit does. So I can only test his build. And then after I've done that, for however long, if I want to test something else, it's on average another 7 runs. And there is still a, what's that, like 1 in 7 chance? I'm going to have to do 20 runs just to get him to show up. And believe you me, that wears you down. What brings you up, however, is when you get a Charizard raid. Char, thank you very much for raiding on in here with your party of 31. How have you been doing? Hope you've had yourself an absolutely fantastic time. Welcome on in. Hello there, Vampy, as well. Clearly come on over with the Char raid. How are you both doing? Welcome on in. Still, thank you very much for getting the shout out there to Char. Appreciate that as well. But with decrees, are circuit runs reliable? Fuzzy Acid, that is a very good point as well. Decrees also make it even more complicated to try and nail things down. I did, on the release of Circuit, I did intend to cover Circuit as part of build design for frames, to demonstrate them in action. This is why I don't do that. Yeah, I should say, let's just clear that up. This is why I don't do that. Because it takes so many duff runs just to get the frame I want to show up. And then I can only test it once and have to reset again. That's, just use Netracell for testing, you only get 5 a week. I mean, you can still play them, you just don't get the reward, right? 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 You got me question myself now. I'm sure I've been in there when it's done. You got me questioning it. Yeah, I don't think so. I'm going to verify it on screen, so we're not just going he shared, she shared stuff. Tongue twister. I'm doing great, Shah. I'm doing great. Yeah, I've done my Netracells. I can still enter the anchor hold. It's fine. So yes, you can replay it. You just don't get the rewards. There we are. Cool. Right then. Yeah, me for a moment. Good God. You had me. Words are hard, you'll never judge on words. I appreciate that, sir. I think I just said Tsar there. You are apparently now a ruler of Russia. Congratulations. Oh dear, you never bothered to check? Excellent! Ah, I have many things to say about that. I'm going to say none of them to try and be less... what was the word that the person used earlier? Shit, I can't actually remember what they said, how they described it. Violent? Hostile? Hostile! That was it! I love how the moderators instantly, they're ready for it. Instantly ready for it, yeah. Yeah, sure. Apparently I was hostile earlier. I probably was. Testing things on stream. It brings out the worst in all of us. It just does. Because D is weird and they make weird things and it drives one mad. You test Qorvex a lot in an Netracell run? Fair do. Not as many as I was making out, so a lot of it was people having ideas on how to generate energy, which was not really the concern, but that's on me. It's on me. It is entirely my fault on that one. I'll take full ownership of that. Right, let's roll this for a moment. Just out of curiosity as to how it runs. If I take that into Netracell, I'm going to go with the Praedos. Does it have a life strike on it? It does not. Yeah, we'll still run the Praedos, it's fine. And... Zagara's Gift. Which doesn't need conjunction voltage. It should have... I'm going to be merciless right now. Yeah, let's give that... Electric? What? Why are you... No. No. Can I fit that on there? Can I fit this on there? There we go. Right. That's smarter. Okay, that was weird. Test run? Yeah. Quick little test run, see what happens. Hopefully it won't give me the energy drain stuff, because then it's the dead run. Energy drain on this, not a good idea. Let's see what happens. The trope of the maddened scientist is unfortunately and unsurprisingly based on reality. Yeah, there we are, yeah.
You in the mood for a little... Hey.
Alright, Netracells.
Build all this.
Let's roll it. What's in the Umbra build? Umbral mods. Are we on the right build? We were doing duration testing. No, that looks correct. Alright, please not the energy drain. Please not the energy drain. Please not the energy drain. That I can handle. Every time you take damage, bleed. Haha, immunity. Loses health. Haha, I have loads of health. Activating an ability inflicts damage upon you. Yeah, we can handle it. Alright. Does Prime Resurgence follow a cycle? As in, do they come around in a regular basis? No. D just kind of decides which ones to put in when. It has all the appearances of being random. They do it so weirdly. Alright then, you lot. Beam! Please explode. Many, many times over. Would be great. Hey! Yeah. Look, some of them are falling apart and others are barely touched. Okay. Yeah, let's just do the Netracell thing. Let's see if I can just do it. Let's just see how it goes. I have got Armor Strip on me, if that becomes relevant and necessary, so I can do that. Because we haven't subsumed Tharos Strike so far. I'm just going to cipher those. Oh, Shah, if you're still here... First of all, are you still here? Because if so, I want to bounce something off you. Look like you can use ciphers? Yeah, if you can use ciphers for those hacks, Those of us with large shoulder guards will be annoyed. That's for certain. You missed Glaive Prime? Oh, you didn't merely miss it. It's been a very long time out of cycle. Figure if it's worth buying. Honestly, it's a very expensive weapon, but it is also a very, very powerful glaive. That said, if that would be putting you in the hole in terms of platinum, I don't know if I would recommend such an expenditure. Like, there are so many good melee weapons these days. I don't... Oh god, no, I don't want that, I don't want that. Don't want that, 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 don't want that. No, 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 no. No! Why is it so far away? Who is it? Oh, shit. Okay, run! We run. Why was it so far away spawning it? Shit. But yeah, the glaive, there are so many melee weapons you can use. I don't know if I would justify the cost of it at this point. Rip run. Well, it's a good, you know, testing scenario to test when things go wrong. Those are super stupid right now. It is once you've also got the other upgrades to go with it. Specifically, you need its melee influence, which is a little bit more late game than just buying Glaive Prime. Especially as you then need to pay for melee influence, at which point you can pay by Prime. Yeah, I did try to ask D about why we're still not seeing Ember in Resurgence, even though Titania's back, which was the other very long-term out one. I didn't get a response, so I can't give you any information on that, unfortunately. I don't think it could be cheaper. It could be. It might be more expensive. Maybe check Warframe Market and find out.
So be ready.
Alright, let's see. If I do this here. Bzzz, how's that go? I do a bunch of damage. 7 kills, 9 kills, 10 kills. Okay, okay, we got some damage going. Bzzz. It looks like it's smashing the arms off of these guys. That's an interesting detail. Yeah, it rips the arms off of the Qorvex. Okay, I'm not sure where my beam went there. It felt like it wasn't where I was pointing it. So Xmas do Xmas things. Xmas just have a lot of hit points, and that ruins the ability to nuke them, which is why I need to armor strip them. I am out of energy. Here's your energy orb. There it is. Energize is amazing. You can eventually get guaranteed influence. I mean, you can work up to it, yeah. I don't know if it is the beam that's hitting their on their weak points, or if it was... No, it's the explosions. I saw an explosion popped his arm. I need an energy orb. Okay, I need another energy orb, one that can trigger it. Please. Kindly. Would be nice. Energy orb. Thank you. There we go. Why did that feel like I hit none of them? Where did my shot go? Why does it feel like that was just not hitting them? No, I'm going to pop this down just so I have some radiation around for more bombs. There is a use case for the one. When the beam just decides to... Why is this not hitting them? Rad-procking them was very helpful there to spread the explosions because the beam just wasn't hitting. I'm bugged? I'm clearly bugged, but what's the bug? So I can work around it. What the hell is that? There was literally nothing between me and it. Alright, there we are. Well, that's an annoying bug. I'm trying to test here and the game just goes, yeah, about that. Well, this is weird. What is happening, chat? What is happening on this run? I'm extremely confused. Also, is there any energy orbs around here, please? Please, sir, can I have an energy orb? One. No energy orbs for me? Okay, I'll just shoot for a bit, I guess. What? Is there a limbo in the squad? Am I blind? Am I rifted? What? Huh? 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 Right. Someone clip that. I'm submitting a bug report. We're ending the mission. Screw the test. Someone clip it, please. I will pass that along to DE with just 27 question marks as my entire bug report. Yeah, I don't know if there's Qorvex. I don't know what was happening there. They can figure that one out. I'm not even trying to. Buggy punch. I don't even know. But both my beam and my Burson just decided not to hit some enemies. Thank you, Umbrelli. Yeah. That, whatever. Right, we're going to do a Platinum Raffle. If you're looking to enter the Platinum Raffle, !ticket in the chat to enter it. Everyone gets one ticket. Only one person will be the winner, though. You got a minute on that if you haven't already grabbed yourself a ticket. If you have grabbed a ticket, obviously don't spam the bot. And whilst you're at it, consider maybe subscribing to the channel, you know? Just saying. Stream died for you? Oh god, don't say that. No, my stream is live. Everything is live. Green, green, green. No, stream is live. Woo! Zom, don't do that to me. It broke on Friday as well, so I was like... Gods above. On Friday, that was really annoying. Is the bursting Canon good? Yes, check out my guide on it over on YouTube. On Friday, the stream didn't just break. I looked into the log files and cop this. I looked into log files when the stream went down on Friday. What happened is that the stream had an issue sending it through. It claims it was due to a potential internet connection issue, except I was playing Apex Legends at the time. This is a live game where I can see the actions of my allies pinging, actively calling out things, walking, shooting. At no point was there any indication of a break. But in that time, the stream lost connection, and not only did it lose connection, in attempting to reconnect, it discovered it couldn't connect because Twitch thought it was still connected. As a result, it just silently stopped, and I put the emphasis on silently after doing as much research as I can to find out if there is any way to get around this. The only notifications I'll get that the stream has stopped sending is 1, if someone in chat says it and I read the chat and go, oh god. 2, if I look at my program and a green square turns red. This green square is about the size of one of these chat icons down here. What design is that? Oh, there's an issue with the stream. Shall we notify the streamer? Nah. Oh, that was impossible to diagnose and look into, and I have no solution for it. It just broke. Add? Ah, this. Sub. I know when the ads are running, it tells me. It tells me when the ads are running. Twitch at least is that fair, so, yeah. But go up and asking, should the Incarnate Burst and Prime or regular one better? Asking because the set costs 6 plat, which is suspiciously low for a good weapon. Alright, I can definitely clearly answer that one in just a moment. We'll give him a moment on that. Miralabe! Miralabe, you're in a really good mood today, aren't you? Miralabe, thank you very much for gifting a sub over there to Goyapen. Goyapen, make sure you thank Miralabe for that. That is really generous of them. I'm going to say that again because I think you've just come out of the ad. Goyapen, make sure you thank Miralabe for that. That is really generous of them. That is really generous. Thank you very much on that, Miralabe. And that puts you up to 20 gifted subs, no less. That puts you right into the leaderboard for March here. Lovely stuff. So, Goyapen, in answer to your question as to why the Burst and Prime is suspiciously cheap, it's because it is always and endlessly available. Watch this. You see how many relics I've got here? You see that there's loads and loads of relics, and loads I haven't got. 256 types of relics I have here. If I go Bursten, you notice it's still 53 different types of relics. I happen to have 3 radianted ones with Bursten parts in it. I have hundreds of relics. I might have over 1,000 possibly, but certainly hundreds upon hundreds of relics with Burst and Prime parts in them. We got Burst and Prime stock here. We've got the Burst and Prime barrel, Burst and Prime blueprint. They're all really easy to get. So this is why it's so cheap. It's not because it's a bad weapon. It once upon a time was, but now you can incarnatize it. It's not because it's a bad weapon. It's really cheap because everyone has it. Everyone. Yeah. Solomir, if you don't mind my asking, what region are you in? What country? You don't have to answer, but I am curious. If you say you've not had an advert the entire day. There's only one relic for Aklex. Yeah, it's a barrowed one, so it's got all the parts in the relic. It's a weird one, that one, isn't it? But yeah. Complain about ad, get gifted sub. I wouldn't rely on that. I wouldn't rely on it. Yeah. Spain's not one of those sanctioned countries. Oh, you're fine. So the thing is, Solomir, that means that regionally speaking, you're not in one of the quote-unquote Anglosphere countries. So you're not in the US, Canada, Great Britain, Northern Ireland. You're not in Australia or New Zealand. That cuts out a lot of potential adverts to be sent your way, because advertisers don't want to waste time sending adverts to someone who doesn't even understand them. You clearly understand English, but that doesn't mean that the advertisers want to target you. They then need to have business in your area. There's no point a American tea company, do they even exist? There's no point a British tea company advertising to you if you can't even buy the product. So there is very little focusing that Twitch can do with its adverts. To my understanding, it pretty much narrows down the adverts to your country and no, that's about it. Yeah, your country. That's how it narrows down the ads. At least it was the last time I checked, which was granted over a year ago. But still. It is mostly down to region. Sometimes it can just fail to supply ads as well. Although, Merlin, you're currently subscribed, so maybe that has something to do with it. Britain usually seems to have a reduced number of ads compared to American viewers on Twitch. I had a large influx of ads more recently, like January, February time. But usually Twitch doesn't actually seem to give out that many ads to British viewers. There you are. Not one ad for the entire stream for South Africa. Hey, Twitch has been real nice to you guys. Fair enough. If you would consider still subscribing, but it's fine. Right, I think it's about time we wrap up the Platinum giveaway, isn't it? Someone's saying, strange, Spanish Twitch is massive. I expect more Spanish ads. But it would need to be Spanish advertisers for them to care about Spanish speaking. And that requires Spanish-speaking advertisers to find out about Twitch and then get through dealing with Twitch, which is its own thing. It's a whole process. Let's draw the giveaway. If you've not already had a ticket, well, tough. That means you're too late. So, yeah, let's have a look then. The winner today of the Platinum giveaway is the one, the only. It is, of course, Cat of Cosmo. Cat of Cosmo, congratulations. You are the winner here today. I'll be contacting you shortly after Twitch stream ends to make sure I've got hold of your Warframe username, platform, and your cross-save status, Cosmo. GG's indeed on that. I don't know if Cosmo's here right now, but we'll make sure that gets through to them. I'm sure someone's going to make sure they're aware of it. They're regular on the channel here. It is not rigged. It is not rigged. How dare. What did he win? 75 platinum. Yep, Cosmo's won themselves a 75 platinum. Everyone else. That is, unfortunately, where we're going to have to wrap it up here. I know for a number of you got raided in here with Charlotzard, but I can't stream forever. Current circumstances do not permit it, but we are going to be raiding on over to another part of the Warframe community. Whilst we do that, let's put something a little bit more ambient in the background, just because I can. So let's see, what part of the Warframe community can we raid on over to today? Now that is the question. That is indeed the question. Let's see, there is... I think Roadblock and I, don't we usually finish at the same time? I feel like Roadblock had to go. Was not had to go, but Roadblock made a point about it last time. Something tells me not the way to go. Definitely not going VTubes. Yes, that. No. We don't do that. It's been a mistake every time. You know what? It's been a hot minute. Let's go Neoness. Like it or not, Neoness certainly knows how to make a lot of platinum. Neoness has certainly acquired a heck of a lot of platinum, so if you want to know more about earning platinum, they are definitely someone you can ask a question or two about. So we're going to be raiding on over to Neoness, but that is all from me today. Thank you very much for joining in, and thank you for those of you who slugged through on the energy regeneration hoo-ha. My bad on that. Always looking to improve, and that I shall. But for now, that is all we got time for today. I'll see you in the next one on Wednesday. Be your absolute best selves, both in this raid and just in general. Have a good start to your week, and bye-bye. Cheers now.